Oops. Hello, everyone. This is Alberto, also known as adestroyer48. We're here live. Here waiting. I'm very excited for today. Today's Saturday. A lot of people online. Let's get crazy. I just took a fresh shower, so I'm feeling great. We're here to talk about movies, video games, anything related, anything you want. You're welcome to join my chat. Anybody? My friends are gonna be here, and I don't want to sound like a hypocrite because I come on another video saying my friends talking, I ain't talking to you. Well, this guy I'm referring to as a split screen. He has 90 people in there, and people are getting ignored. Here, I'm not having anybody that much people right now, but I know I can bring it. I hope you guys trust me. Just have a good time. I think we have somebody that's gonna join right now. I see somebody there, but I don't see him in here. I'm still learning. It's a learning process. I'm very excited. Did I mention I just took a shower? I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. I'm gonna take advantage of it. Has anybody ever said this? I'm gonna take advantage. I'm feeling good because other days I'm gonna be sick. Other days I'm gonna be sick or I'm gonna feel good, and I am a sickly person, so those days will be here. So if I'm feeling good, more power to me, more power to you. Because if I have the energy, I want to use that energy, put a smile on your face. As lame as some people think it is, I'm going to start off saying this. I usually wait to the end, but I'm going to say it now. We're starting a revolution. My revolution is about love and respecting one another. I ain't get tired of saying it. The chain, we're all a chain. Each part's a little chain. We all need to do our job and love one another. I don't mean to say job, but we need to do that. We need to do that. And when part of that chain falls, and say it happens to fall and the chain doesn't work. These are crazy times, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm doing movie reviews, but I get to do whatever I want, right? And I want to put my 2 cents. Not only do movie reviews, I want to be here for you. My first thing I should say is put a smile on your face, then movie reviews. But one of the thing is movie reviews. But I'm here to also help people if I can. But I'm gonna get into the news. It's very disturbing stuff. I said I look like I'm picking on a certain people, but let's start off with everybody. I don't care if you're straight, gay, lesbian, whatever, trans, all that stuff. I don't care what it is. Nobody should be inflicting violence on anybody. You should not be putting your hands on anybody. If you want to go a step further, you're not supposed to be hating on anybody. Yeah, where the word is if the word is nowadays to be politically correct nowadays to stop the hate, then why are people hating? Why are people in the streets hating? Why are people being attacked in colleges hating? Not to pick on the certain individuals, but trans. I heard trans people were attacking people or something. There's no call for that. And I'm just not picking on you. Of course we have straight and gay people attracting people. None of them trans, gay, straight. I can go backwards. Straight, gay, trans, what have you, bi, whatever you have you. You are not supposed to be inflicting violence on no one. You shouldn't be hating anybody either. Now, I'm going to be real. Nobody says, but I'm going to say it. A lot of us have issues. I have issues. I have problems with family members. So I'm not being a hypocrite. I have people I can hate, but everybody can hate. We all have hate. We're human. It's a human nature to hate. It's a human nature to be left out. All these things that I don't know, they really talk about. I'm going to tell you something. Like I had a dislike for my brother. I still do. I wish I'd not, I was okay with him. And I'm bringing it up because he just sent me a text that he wants me to forgive him. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie and say, "Oh, I'm gonna forgive him." A lot of you know what I'm talking about. If someone has wronged you, sometimes they've wronged you so much, you can't forgive them. But I'll ask you this: try and forgive him. I'm trying to forgive my brother. I'm actually kind of mad at all my family because they let me down. At a point when I was young, I could have been a really good high school football player. I was a playmaker. That's what teams want, a playmaker. I asked them to take me to the high school. I'm afraid of the high school. A lot of people are like that. You make the transition for junior high to high school. A lot of people have that fear. And all I needed them to do was escort me to the high school and help me go get my physical and stuff like that. They didn't. I went into the wrong room, getting lost in the high school, and I asked the head coach. He was giving a lecture to all the head male coaches in there, and I told him, "Sir, where did I get my physical and my application?" And he tells me, "Don't bother me, son." That was my welcome to high school in front of the whole entire high school. All the coaches, all the male coaches in high school were there. He was giving a meeting. I got lost, and that's what I go. You know what? I ain't gonna play for you. I didn't tell him. I don't gonna lie to you. I wish I said that, but I just walked off and whatever. I'm like, is this the way they're gonna welcome me? That's not very. If you're a head coach, you're gonna welcome every player because one of them could be good. I would have. I love. It was football. I would have died for the sport. Real quick, since I was like 5 or something, a rival team beat us every year. For 30 years, I vowed to get them, and I was athletic and I was good, and there was a missed opportunity. There was a missed opportunity by my family and those coaches. And I know this thing when I was afraid, if something happened to me, I was not going to go back. Not that traumatizing. All right, I don't want to get too much into me, but that's what happened to me. I could probably talk into it more, but we can get back to you. Nobody's in the chat right now. That's fine. I'm going to be honest. I can lie to you and say there's a million people. There's not. Hopefully they'll be joining soon. I already got a like though. But this is my intro, and this will probably be how I'm new to this, so I'm gonna start with it. This is my intro, talking about maybe daily stuff. I want to see how you guys are doing. Oh, Shrimp's in here. I'm sorry, I did not see you, Shrimp. How you doing? What were you doing? Were you playing Fortnite? Take your time, bro. I know you're playing games. My friend Shrimp over here, I don't know if Troy's gonna join, but he's a gamer, so he likes to play games. He's doing this. He's just joined. Thank you. Is Troy gonna come along or no? Troy said he was, but if he can't, I understand. I ain't gonna cry about it. I take where the wind takes me. You see, for example, my friend Shrimp over here is a gamer. What I want to say about him is he's playing games at the same time, so he's not going to be fully paying attention. That's fine. That is all good and dandy. You guys do you. As him as my friend, I've been friends for a while. I just tell him, put in your questions or participate when you can, bro. I am not pressuring anybody. I ain't gonna be getting anybody. Hey, ask a question on my channel about a movie or something. Nah, Shrimp cool, man. My Troy too. They're my homeboys. We awesome. Somebody else has joined. I don't know who's joined yet. Somebody else. Hey, Shrimp. I want to tell Troy. You don't know about the Shrimp, but I have problems with my brother, and I haven't talked to him like how long has it been? He came for a visit not too long ago, 3 weeks ago, and I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm sorry, everybody, but I'm just being honest. I had to ignore him because I was just uncomfortable around him, whatever. My brother just text messaged me and he said he finally was sorry. And I have a lot of family members I'm waiting for to tell me they're sorry for what they did. And some of them are like, oh, I don't know. I don't care. Yeah, because you didn't care. You see, the way my family didn't care about me, that's why I can be like this to you guys. I don't care about anybody's feelings. I don't care. My family didn't care about me. I ain't gonna care about you. No, I'm the opposite of that. Because I'm extremely honest, and I get extremely honest where I look like I'm cocky and I'm not. Yes, you could say, oh, he's being cocky. I'm not being cocky, I'm being real. I'm a type of person, if somebody's wrong me, I do not plan on wronging other people. They wrong me, I want to help other people. That's the kind of person I am. Yeah, I ain't perfect. I ain't perfect. I can hate on somebody and stuff. I mean, not in a bad way, but inside, hey, I don't like that any person. That's human nature. You don't like somebody. I mean, nobody's perfect. The world, as you can tell right now, the way the nation's divided right now, nobody's perfect. People want to say they want to stop hating, but yet they're attacking people, being the hypocrites. You're supposed to love one another. That's what all this group is all about. Now I'm gonna keep an eye on the timer now because I don't want to be. Last time I had a long intro, and I'm starting to have another long intro right now. But I will look at the time and I will tell myself, hey, I gotta stop on topics, and we need to get to movie reviews. Well, not. Yeah, I have a surprise today. I've done this one before on my channel, but if you didn't see that other day what I did, this will be new to you. If you're new to this channel today, this will definitely be new to you. And if you're watching, oh, let me bring this up again. Like I say all the time, if you want to join the chat, awesome. Ask me questions. There's plenty of room right now. Ask me questions, comments. If you're watching and you're just comfortable watching, sitting, laying in your bed, sitting on your bed, sitting on your couch, laying on your couch, whatever, and you just want to just watch, then that you do you. That you're comfortable, you're fine, you're good, man. You're good. To each his own. We got people participating in the chat and people participating just watching. I don't ask people to subscribe. I don't ask people to like. If y'all think I'm worth it, go ahead and do it. And if people are not satisfied with my channel, let's keep it real. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. If they're not satisfied with my performance, I ain't your cup of tea, and you don't have to put a like or subscribe or anything. If I get viewers, I get viewers. If I don't, I don't. I go with the wind takes me. I ain't those kind of people. I'm gonna try to do this and that and goals like that. I will. I will. If you join and stuff, and you have a future you want to talk about it and stuff like that, I am gonna push you toward your goals. But I'm a different kind of breed. And please don't be like me, because my thing was when I was 14, I couldn't play high school football. That was my goal, and I kind of like giving up. That's my thing. I ain't a good role model towards that. But I will tell you, if you're different from me and you still have a chance to accomplish your goal, why not go for it? Hey, if I had my opportunity, that's just me. That is all me. I wanted what I wanted. I didn't get it. I wouldn't advise anybody to be like me, what I did. If you still have an opportunity to accomplish your goal, whatever, go for it. Why not? I kind of advise, don't be like me. I'm miserable. Go and try to do you, have a future, make money, whatever. Do whatever your heart desires. And it's not necessarily about money all the time. I bet you $1 million. I ain't experienced being rich. I'm poor and stuff. But I bet you anything, when my gut tells me rich people, hear me out, rich people, I'm pretty sure they get tired of spending money. Why? It's a human nature for us to take what we have for granted. I don't care if you just own dirt. I don't care if you're the richest person in the world. I don't care if you're a dictator. I don't care if you're a president. We all take what we have for granted, no matter how much we have, so little or so high. Man, this is the first time I said this. I am glad I'm here. I was stuck in a cave or a hole, whatever, not literally, but I wasn't talking to anybody like 2 years ago. I spent like my 6, 7 years not making friends and just being at home. I knew I was too sick. I knew I was too sick to work. I couldn't work anymore. And I didn't qualify for disability because the judge I went to for disability, which y'all know, whoever y'all know that if y'all don't know what disability is, that means basically the government's gonna pay you for being sick at home. For disability, you have to go to court. I went and I wanted to advertise this too because people don't really know about this or talk about it. My doctor gave me a long list of illnesses I have, everything I was sick from having low deficiency in vitamin D to depression to I could barely feel my feet. Very close. I don't even want to talk about that, but I'm diabetic, and the court still denied me because they don't care about you. A lot of times, this government don't care about you, and I'm not naming any administrations. Okay, we got more people in here. B's in here. Troy's in here. Yeah, they're saying hi to each other. B saying hi to shrimp. Troy saying hi to B. They're all saying hi to each other. That's what I want. A big happy family. Oh my gosh, we have 5 people in here. We have 5 people in the chat. I think that's the most I've ever gotten. I do deserve more. I'm sounding cocky. I'm sounding bad. Please don't change the channel. Let me explain. Why not? I bring it. I have personality. I'm fresh. Right now, there's other people that are getting ignored in other chats. They have a split screen with a friend, and they're talking to the friend and ignoring you. I saw this other guy. I don't know if I should say you'll know what I'm talking about. Probably what I'm talking about. He's talking about Resident Evil 4. I don't care, and he doesn't even talk to you. Troy saying his head still hurts. Man, bro, I hope you feel better. I may not be feeling that great either because I said I felt good, but man, for in the shower, I was in the shower and my mind was going a million miles per hour about this show. What am I gonna say? And the thing is, I cannot, I can't act this. I'm talking from my heart right now, and I know I can do it. And that's why I wanted to do this. But my mind is still going a million hours per hour. I do have a heart condition, but good thing I'm taking medication for it. Um, Now let's see what they're saying. I read is great. It's not a bad game. You're defending that guy. Oh, you're trashing me. I'm just kidding. We're almost 20 minutes. If I want to get to 20 minutes, I'll finish intro and then we can start on movie reviews, games, anything related, anything you guys want to talk about. I'm glad you guys are here. I always prepare myself for the worst because you never know what's going to happen. The internet could go out. Nobody can join for some reason. I mean, that's going to happen. I prepare for the worst. But I know there's people watching. I check. It's like animals. I watch. Um, it's a good zombie game. Really, Resident Evil 4. Oh yeah, zombies come out. I get these brain farts and I don't remember about stuff. Hey Troy, do you know about that guy that's talking about Resident Evil 4? I don't know, there's a lot, but there's this one guy that always pops up on my screen. I think he's the one that had 600 views and he was just ignoring people. Don't worry, your support. Thank you, Troy. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that, buddy. We're here to kick butt. And it's almost time to go to start talking about some movies. 15 seconds, 13, 13, 12, 11, 10, countdown. Before we start, I'm gonna mention it again. I'm gonna pause for these things. Let's go to a commercial break. I have advertisers. I'm just kidding. I don't have anybody. I ain't getting paid a red cent to be here. My payment is putting a smile on your guys' face. My friends, to my wife B. Troy. Oh, thanks for that, Troy. He wants to talk about Joe Biden. He's making fun because he knows the rule. The rule I try to go by is we try not to talk about religion or talk politics in here. We don't want any division right now. What's the word fraction? I use the word fraction. This is the example I have. If you have a boyfriend or girlfriend or you're married, you have your families. Using two examples, boyfriend, girlfriend. The boyfriend has their family, the girlfriend has his family. The families don't like each other. That's fraction. That's the best example I give you. If you're married and you have a husband, you have a wife, and the husband's wife doesn't like the the wife's family and vice versa, they don't like each other, that's fraction. That's what tears the world apart. Not just this country, it tears everything apart. I don't like that. I don't like it. Oh, because it's my blood. That's the problem. That's why the world is so screwed up. That's why the United States is so screwed up. You can't be don't be saying, oh, I can't talk to that. I'd rather talk to my family, maybe my brother and sister, than talk to you because you never related to me because it's blood. Who cares? The example is I have blood related family. A lot of times they didn't care about me, they didn't care about my future. But I met friends that are not blood related and I consider them my family because they make me feel good. They're my cup of tea. So family should be isn't there expression families where the heart is? It doesn't matter if they're related to you or not. It's who treats you good, man. There's families gonna treat you like crap. Why you hang around them? If you can't, stay away from them. When you have to live with them and you're young and you're going to school, now you have to put up with it. But you have to put up with it. But once you move out of there, you don't have to be around them. You don't want to. You don't have to be around anybody that treats you bad, whether they're related to you or not. All right, that's a long enough intro. We're gonna get to talk some movies. I'm gonna bring on my little surprise right now. It's very little. Don't get too excited. You guys, you can bring up what you want to talk about, movies or video games or whatever. Troy did a good job. He brought up I brought up Resident Evil 4, but he commented on it. Time for national diversity. What does national diversity mean? I don't. Excuse my ignorance. I don't know what the word diversity means. I'm slow. I need to go back to high school. You can explain it to me, Troy. And Shrimp B, don't be afraid to comment. You've been doing good so far, and commenting and bringing up movies and stuff. You guys bring up movies you want. You can interrupt me. I don't care. We freestyling. That's my favorite word. We're freestyling. We ain't doing no editing here. I don't need to edit. I don't need to have a fancy background and stars and moon. Not yet, anyways. I think it happened a long time. I don't even care to learn. I don't even know how to do that stuff. I don't care to learn. Troy's gonna say this while we wait for Troy to finish the meeting. Well, he already did it. Awesome. That's good, Troy. He said they to celebrate and embrace who we are despite our differences, no matter what race, religion, gender, sexual orientation, age, nationality, or disability. That's a really good word, Troy. And thank you for bringing. You're very intelligent for bringing that up. That's what I was talking about. Whether you're race, gender, black, white, what have you, bi. You're not supposed to be creating violence on other people. It's like, didn't your parents teach you better? And if you didn't have parents or whatever, you got to learn. You have to have somebody to discipline. If you don't, I feel bad for you. But everybody has to fight and and pull for one another. And if you have hate and all that stuff, which I can understand, we're mad about a lot of stuff. Some people more than others. You have to try to learn how to contain it and deal with it. Find positive ways to deal with it, not negative, not attacking people with violence, whatever. All right, you guys can keep commenting. I'll come back to see your comments, but I've already finished everybody's comments so far. B, don't be afraid to jump in there. Bring up a movie. I don't care, even if I'm talking about another movie. You too, shrimp. They're playing games a lot. All right, that's okay. Finally, yeah. Finally, you guys saying, Alberto, you're gonna shut up about your intro. Okay, yes. Finally, I'm sorry. Bear with me. It's already 25 minutes in. I just had a lot to say. Whoo! One of my friends told me I pause doing my reviews. I know I do, but what? I'm gonna hyperventilate and die or what? No, I need to pause. Especially right now, I might go 2.5 hours and then I'm kind of hyper. I keep talking. 90s movies, any movies, shrimp. Yeah, but I prefer the older ones because that's when I used to watch as a kid. Nowadays, it's kind of hard for me to watch newer movies because I'm busy with channels and reviews and so much. 70s movies, Troy. If you know any 70 movies, it's out of your generation, but yeah, you can mention any movies. And I'll just tell if I've seen it or not. And if I have not seen it, there's a rule. If I haven't seen the movie or the video game, you can explain it to me. Or if you really want me to explain a movie, let's try to find a movie that we both seen. Friday, Friday with Chris Tucker. Awesome movie. These guys are so awesome. They're actually picking movies I know about, and I don't even talk to them about that much movies. These are my gaming friends. We talk more about video games and such. Be saying Jaws. I guess I'll answer your. I will comment on the movies you're giving me one at a time, or whoever comes first. Shrimp came first with Friday. Fridays with Chris Tucker. Man, Chris Tucker. I wish he still make movies. I read something on him, and I thought that he just got problems with taxes. That's why he wasn't doing any more movies. But it also says he he's picky with scripts. The scripts and movies, he'll turn down a movie. And he's very picky. That's another reason he went down. I don't even know that shrimp. Ice Cube came out on Friday. Funny stuff. The midget throwing the lady's clothes out. There was a neighbor, an attractive, well, like a black lady, whatever. Ice Cube and Tucker were attracted to her, and the midget, little person, got mad. He was the husband and was running off the lady. Or there was actually, yeah, because there, how was it? There was a reverend that went by and talked to Ice Cube and Chris Tucker, but he noticed that lady was attracted to her. He went to the house and they started having sex, and then the husband came, which was a midget, and then he ran both of them out. The reverend took off. He took off with his pants down or whatever. He ran his car. Midget husband throws a brick through the back window of his car. And he drives off with a broken back window. Remember that shrimp? Home Alone. All right, you guys are coming up with movies. And Friday, that's the big scene where Ice Cube fights with Tiny. That actually is a huge guy with the name Tiny. No, his real name is Tiny. I think I don't. What was his real name? I mean, his name in the. I forgot his name in Friday. Oh, Dilo? Wasn't it something like Dilo? What else happened on Friday? A lot of stuff happened. Um, Chris Tucker, Smokey. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna get to the rest of your movies. They're mentioning more movies. Chris Tucker, Smokey, Ice Cube. Uh, So Smokey is a drug dealer. He's a drug dealer, and he gets in trouble with his I want to say his pimp. No, it's not a pimp. He's like a drug. He's like a I want to say a drug kind of like a drug lord, but not that big. But he's a Smokey's boss and selling weed. He has he has his hair curled up, and he drives one of those hydraulic cars. A lot of hydraulic cars in this movie. Smokey gets in trouble with his boss dealer, whatever you want to call him, by Smokey starts smoking the supply, and he doesn't. So he's not selling all the weed. So that his boss dealer, whatever, finds out because he's like, hey, I need the money, and Smokey's not giving him enough money, and the dealer's like, give me back my weed, or give me the money for it, or I'm gonna kill you. And he's like, you're gonna kill me. What's that line he uses? The drug dealer with the curly hair. Playing with my money is like playing with my emotions, Smokey. I'm gonna have to F you up, Smokey. That's funny. Okay, we can just skim through it real quick because I got other movies to go through, and we have other people asking me to talk about other movies. Yes, I said 90s movies, 70s movies. I do better with movies Friday. Jaws. B's talking about Jaws, and I think Troy. Didn't you mention Galactica, Troy? Oh, yeah, it's down there. I'm gonna get to all that stuff. Westerns. These guys are participating hardcore today. We're gonna get to Galacta, and somebody mentioned Home Alone too. We're gonna get to Jaws. What can we say about Jaws? Jaws has how many movies out? I'm surprised they haven't remade Jaws. Well, there's a whole bunch of B movies, but I mean like the direct franchise. I don't know if I want to say Jaws is my favorite, the first one, and it's not because of really the shark. I mean, the shark's all good and everything, but um, I like the scene where they're all hanging out. There's like three of them. There's like the captain. There's Brody, the sheriff, and then there's a scientist guy. I can't remember his name. They're hanging out in the boat at night, and they're showing their experiences. One of them has shark attack. Another one, and what do you call it? Some kind of mantis bit them, or I don't know what. They're getting to know each other. It's really heartwarming. It's really cool. They're being manly, but they're being sensitive in one way. Jaws is just wreaking havoc in the place. He's killed many people, so they're gonna go after him. Uh, they kill Jaws in part one. They kill him with, I think Jaws had like a barrel full of explosives, and they shoot him with a gun. Part two, I remember a lot. The ship has some ships, the old ones especially, they have like a piece of wood in the front. That one stabs Jaws, he dies, he goes down. Part three, I don't even remember how they killed Jaws in part three. And I have the collection. I just don't have time to watch these movies a lot. Anybody know how did they kill Jaws in Jaws 3? I'd like to know. The Westerns and Sharknado. Yeah, I'll bring those up too. There's even a part four. I don't remember like part four. I remember some man goes in part four. I think he's driving a plane. They land down. I don't remember how they kill him in part four. And I remember they use the device. They put it in Jaws' mouth and they track him. Okay, moving on because we got a lot of movies requests here. B says Friday is that one with the Chinese woman that says, "Hurry up and buy her." No, it isn't. B. That's something. It's a movie with a long title. something in South Central. If you want to save your juice, something like that. I'm not gonna remember the long title, especially as sick as I am. But that's a comedy beat, and that's by the Wayans brothers. Thank you for bringing that up. I might even be crazy enough to do a review on it, but I don't think people would go for that. The reason why is I guess it's not that popular. I don't know why. It's popular to like kids and stuff like that. They're not supposed to be seeing stuff they're not supposed to be. I'm gonna have to get a drinky drink. Now we're gonna get to. It was a great one Friday. If I missed you guys on one of your requests, let me know because I ain't perfect. If I forgot to answer one of your movies, let me know and I'll answer it. Westerns. Okay, shrimp, but westerns from where? There's westerns from the 60s, the 70s, nowadays, current. Hold on real quick. I'll be right back. Right back. Hey, mom. Mom. What? Don't say no video. Okay. All right. Sorry for that. I hope y'all didn't hear that. But somebody came through the door. What was I talking about? Was I talking about westerns? Home Alone? Did I get to Home Alone? Okay, I'm gonna try not to forget the westerns, but I'm asking Shrimp what westerns you got. 60s, you got 70s, and I think they make westerns till today, which is, I think westerns are not that popular today. It's too much science and robots going on and stuff like that. Uh, the next one I do see is Home Alone. Hey, Shrimp, Home Alone. You guys remember how many of you guys seen Home Alone? I'm pretty sure B seen it. Troy, I don't know if you've seen Home Alone. Yeah, we were joking about Home Alone the other day, Troy, today or yesterday. My favorite scene from Home Alone is that little kid with a Sprite. He has glasses. They're having pizza and stuff, and Kevin, I actually remember his name, excuse me. Kevin, played by Macaulay Culkin. He's not getting pizza. They're having his family is having. They're gonna have to spend Christmas with other family members, and the other family members have a lot of kids. So there's kids everywhere. And my favorite scene is one of Kevin's, I guess would be his cousin, maybe. Well, little glasses, cute little boy. He he's something happened. I think they dropped drink, whatever, somewhere. And then there's a man in a chair, I think. And little kid's drinking Sprite or whatever, and then he's behind somebody. And somebody backs the chair and they squish the little boy against the wall. Really cute scene. I can't explain it. You have to see. It's really cute. What else can I say about Home Alone? Kevin gets left behind. He gets left behind, and to make a long story short, because we have to get to other stuff, um, he's left alone, which is hard to believe. They do a head count when the van, when they take off, the family are going to go to France or something, going to go to the airport. Kevin's left alone, and he has to deal with two burglars that have already, they've been surveyed. Can we say surveilling the site, of surveilling the home? Nobody's going to be home, and then Kevin has to fight them off. And they call themselves the Wet Bandits. One of the actors, I don't remember his name, but he plays the tall bandit. He just came out. I just talked about him in my City Slickers review, and he plays, what was his name? What was his name on City Slickers? I forget. Well, then moving on. Oh, anyways, they call themselves the Wet Bat. Joe Pesci's the other guy. I think Daniel Stern is his real name. The guy I was trying to remember. Again, to make a long story short, Kevin fights him off, and then he gets both of them arrested at the end, and there's a shrimp. You should look it up. They have a thing called in living a show called In Living Color. Listen to this, shrimp, if you're listening. They make fun of Home Alone, and they use Michael Jackson to make fun of it. Michael Jackson's actually chasing after Kevin, and I hope I don't forget, and we'll talk about that later. Okay, I finished Home Alone, right? Okay, they have some long messages here. I'm sorry I had you guys waiting. B, Troy. Okay, yeah. B, we talked about Jaws. They did kill him in the water. In one of them. Well, I think all of them. He has to be in the water. I don't think you can catch him. He's not a land shark, and he's not gonna be running around in the land. I'm not making fun of you, B. I'm just saying it's funny. Um, who did they chase in throughout the houses, B? And B says, "Yeah, I seen Home Alone. Yeah, she's seen Home Alone. Awesome." Okay, now we're gonna get to long messages, and Troy. We're gonna do Troy's because I already did B. Troy was talking about Battlestar Galactica. It's about the destruction of the 12 colonies of mankind. The last major fighter carrier leads a makeshift fugitive fleet in a desperate search for a legendary planet Earth. Now, interesting enough, Troy, I saw this movie, and I don't know if it was Battlestar Galactica, but it was crazy. They had a robot scene that the bad guys and the good guys have several robots, and the good guys they have robots that are cheaper, and then the bad guys that's like an empire like freaking Star Wars. They have more, of course, they have more robots, and they're more well built. And they have this crazy fight scene where I think the enemy spaceship or the bad guys, they just like Star Wars, they what's the word? Well, they're gonna enter the good guy ship, and then the bad robots come fight with the good robots, and they're fighting like I don't remember that guns, but I know they had like swords or axes and stuff, and they hit each other, and well the bad robots, since they're made by a high empire and all that, they're beating up most of the good guy robots because the good guy robots are made of junk. They're cheaper. Just like the rebels, just like Star Wars. The Empire has all the money and all has all the vehicles, all the cool stuff. The rebels don't have so much. And then they go through a time warp. I don't know what, and they go through time. And the good guys have a black guy. He comes out with a beard, and then there's a white guy too. He's a good guy. He come out bearded and old. And then there's a lady that comes out pregnant because supposedly they went in time real quick, and she ended up pregnant. Where it was a weird movie. I don't know. Is that like was that Battlestar Galactica? I could be wrong, but that's very interesting, Troy. I'll try to check it out. Now, B saying is Friday the one where they go to an apartment party and there's thief that's stealing from the neighborhood dressed as Santa Claus. Yes, B. I think that might be Friday the next day. That's a really funny. I like when they have the party and then that's when the pimp. What's his name? We see him all the time. Well, then Friday the next day, if it's the one with the pimp, everybody, that's funny. You got to see that one. He's a one. The pimp's a one where they're having a house party or it's an apartment party. They're trying to collect money for the rent, I believe. So they're charging most of the people. They're charging most of the people to go in. Oh, the pimp is played by Cat Williams, one of my favorite comedians. He talks real funny and all that, and they somehow they knock him down. Or at what point, and he's like, "Pimp down, pimp down." Instead of it like being I think usually like in Star Wars or Star Trek or something, when the battleship goes down, they're like, "Starship down, starship down." I don't know where they get it from, but this guy, pimp down, because they knocked him down. And that's the one where Tiny, there was a big guy that comes out and Dilo. He comes out on Friday, the first Friday. No. It's not him. It's another muscular guy. It's actually Terry Crews. Terry Crews comes out as a dad, and I think the show's called Everything You Hate About Chris. He's another built guy. That's the guy that tries to, because what happens is the pimp goes to the restroom, and then this built guy, played by Terry Crews, I believe, is that his name? He goes in there and he tries to rape the pimp, and he's about to rape him in the restroom. And then, but the pimp, he has that strong guy has him on the floor, and then this is one of my favorite scenes. And then the pimp, he finds like they were trying to fix the toilet or something, like some pliers, or I don't know what's called, a monkey wrench something, and he puts, to defend himself, the pimp puts the pliers on that big guy's, on his private part, penis. Sorry, I don't mean to say that. I don't want to say too. Sorry, too. He puts it on his private part in the front, and he just holds him like that. He takes him to the car. I don't know what. That's very funny, and that one is also, it's about some guy that's robbing houses, some ghetto bum that can run fast. He goes like a thief in the night. He goes to people's houses and steal their stuff, and I believe he steals um Ice Cube with his cousin Day Day. I love that name, Day Day. It's funny. I'm trying to remember the actor's name that plays Day Day. Yeah, he stole that bum kind of fast guy, kind of whatever deal. Stole their stuff and they're trying to get their stuff back, so they end up doing it at the end. Okay, moving on. B had said they chase him through and out the houses. Yeah, they do. And one of my favorite scenes is when they chase in that bum, is he goes to a house where there's like some other thugs there, and they're trying to beat him up, and he's running away from them. I think they hit him with pool sticks or something. Very cool scene. Thank you, directors of Friday. That makes my day. I'm gonna make this thing, and I don't know if y'all care. I'm gonna thank people. I mention YouTube sometimes. Maybe I'm not supposed to, but I want to thank YouTube for this opportunity. Thank you, YouTube, for my opportunity to express my views and do my movie reviews and etc. and run these live chats, streaming live chats. B said they chased him through, yes, and then she said, "Yeah, I have seen Home Alone." Okay, now Troy, it came out in 1978. Okay, Troy, I hope you're not mentioning that day because you're calling me old. You might be secretly trying to get at me, just for fun. Hey, Troy, we have to talk about that later, bro. I mean, like, it's kind of hard for me. Like, you just get your chats in, but when we talk, we need to talk about it more thoroughly because I want to know if it's the movie I'm talking about. And Troy, let me know if the story I told you was anything about that. I was telling you about the good guy robots versus the bad guy robots. Does that look familiar? If you can, message me here and tell me if it's familiar, or am I completely off in what movie you're talking about? Because we could be talking about two different movies. Because I'm not sure of the title of the movie I was talking about. Oh, here's a good one. RoboCop. B, we watch RoboCop a lot. I tortured B in watching RoboCop a lot. And yes, it was Cat Williams, B. Oh, I'm sorry. Troy's the one that mentioned RoboCop. Yeah, Troy, me and B have watched RoboCop a lot, and I tortured her with that. Her and her sister like to watch girly movies or whatever. So I feel bad when I try to get her to watch action and what she says she does, but I know at her house she watches different stuff. And she's not watching a lot of war and all that at her house. I bet you $1 million. Troy, are you familiar? Did I tell you about the chipmunks? The old cartoon, Alvin plays RoboCop, and it looks really cute. I was talking about this the other day. You were, I don't think you were there in that live stream chat. They have they're making Alvin into RoboCop for some reason. I don't remember the rest, but they have him lying in a table, like flat on a table, and you see a little, and he has the mask like RoboCop, right? And I hope you're listening to this, Troy. He has a mask like RoboCop, and then you see his buck teeth like this. Like I don't want to show my teeth because I have jacked up teeth. I ain't gonna lie to anybody. I do. And you see like his buck teeth like this. It looks really cute. You guys don't think I'm a person? Let me tell you guys right now. I am a person that's not afraid to say something's cute, especially nowadays. You know I'm a guy. I don't care. It should be Cat Williams. Yes, it's Cat Williams. We know where that. And then Troy says, I only watch it once. But okay, you probably forgot most of it then, Troy, right? I would think. And you do remember? So did the robots come out? What I was talking about? The famous, um, the really cool fight scene in the spaceship where the robots fight inside it. Is that what happened, or am I talking about the wrong movie? Because I know what I saw as a movie. I just don't know the name of it, and I always think it's Battlestar Galactica. As a matter of fact, I seen them sell. I still seen them sell Battlestar Galactica at Walmart. It may be. We need to look it up, bro. We need to look it up. You guys still mention movies if you want. Okay, this is a surprise. Look, check this out. I'm gonna scare you guys. If you're listening, you're gonna get scared because I'm gonna show something. I have a dresser or thing under my dresser, a place to put stuff, and I have all these movies, and I got them at random. That's how high it is. That's a surprise for today. It's not. I told you it was not a big surprise, but something, and it's just to. You know what? I don't even think I need this because I know I can run this stuff. But it helps, and you guys help me run my chat room. I think I talked a lot, so when I think I talk a lot, I need to bring it up again. For you viewers that are watching, thank you very much for watching. Whoever wants to jump in the chat and with Destroyer and friends, don't you're thinking about it. Don't be afraid to jump in and come here and ask me questions and talk about anything you want to. And yeah, movies. I'm afraid they're gonna fall on laptop. Bring my laptop. Then we're not gonna have no more live stream. We only have one. Again, you're chilling on your couch, in your bed, what have you, and you're just watching and you're enjoying it, just comfortable doing that. Hope you're having fun, and I'm glad you're watching. It may be. Look it up. Okay, Troy's gonna look it up while he's doing that. You're gonna want to see this, Troy, and this was by coincidence, I think. No, oh, it isn't. It's Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Okay, I'm cheating. I'm looking at the back. Now I know which one it is. I mentioned Troy's name because he did my first request. He wants me to do a review, and I'm working on it on Friday the 13th, but I'm doing part 3. Let me explain real quick. I'll bring this back right now. My friend, my brother Troy, requested me. He told me he wanted me to review on Jason Voorhees. And I bet you, and Troy's from this generation. Where I'm gonna be And that from Joy's generation. I'm only gonna say this once, and I'm gonna deny it later. And I don't expect him to see the first Friday the 13th, because it's not from his generation. He's probably got someone recommended to him or whatever. And I was right about my theory. I wasn't judging him, but it's like it's not from his generation. He probably hasn't seen the first one. If he did, I'd be surprised. From what I gathered from what Troy told me about Friday the 13th, he has not seen like the first ones. He probably saw the last ones, maybe. And I told him, you want Jason Voorhees? I bet you played Mortal Kombat, whatever, and I bet you know Jason Voorhees as wearing this mask, right? Now, you guys that think that you're my age from Myra, what do you know about Friday the 13th if you're like a hardcore movie fan or you just grew up watching this? That the mask does not come out in part one. Why? Spoiler alert. I don't know. You guys have to let me know in the future if you mind spoiler alerts or not. But I'm going to do spoiler alerts because nobody's saying anything. So, spoiler alert, Friday the 13th, the first movie, it's not Jason killing, it's the mother. Now, there's a movie called Scream, and I think Ghostface is doing a call. The guy Ghostface, is it Scream? And he's asking this Drew Barrymore, but I believe it's Drew Barrymore. You have to answer these questions. I don't know what. Or I'm going to go kill you or something. He's toying with her. And they even asked her on Friday the 13th, who's the killer? And she said, Jason or something. Like, no, it's the mother killing. Exactly. I'm just bringing it up because it's related to this topic from another movie. Again, in Friday the 13th, spoiler alert, it's Jason's mother that's the actual killer. Jason does not come out at all. Now, they're going to say later on, I'd like to bring this up, that they do say that Jason did witness his mother getting killed in part one, but there's no evidence that in part one. They don't show nothing at all of that. Okay, so then we got part two. And I'm still assuming Troy wants to see the Jason in the mask, but I can't talk about part two. Because let's be real. Jason looks cool wearing the mask. That's what we know him for, wearing the hockey mask and killing people, right? But in part two, he's mostly running around with a sack of potatoes in his head. I'm not with potatoes, but it's like the sack. That's what it looks like, and I believe he has cut one hole in it. So I'm not gonna do the review for Troy with that because he doesn't come with the cool hockey mask. Now in part three, even in the beginning, he doesn't have a mask for sure. I don't know what he has. I don't know if they show him the man. I don't even remember. I've been watching part three a lot. But what I can tell you, I'm just remembering what did he have before. But what I can tell you about part three, Friday the 13th, part three, is Jason does kill. I'm gonna say it. Spoiler alert, but I'm not gonna say the ending right now. To be specific, Troy, I'm just gonna do spoiler alert on this. Well, I'm not. I'm not gonna run it for you. But I will say that Jason does kill somebody and that person has a mask, and that's where Jason finally wears the Jason mask. Well, again, remember, if you're Friday 13 and you're really interested in the subject, he does not get the hockey mask until part three. He kills somebody, takes away from him, gets to part three. And I think I already told Troy about that. Watch, because he was talking about, yeah, I remember, yeah, and maybe. I look about, sadly, it's true. What? Sadly, it's true, Troy. Are you talking about what I was talking about, Battlestar Galactica? About the robots? He's gonna let me know in a little bit. But I could talk about this one. This is a different one. This is final chapter, and I've only been watching, to tell you the truth, for Troy's review on Friday the 13th. Part three. I've only been watching that, and I have not. I cannot come up with a proper word. I'm gonna use this word. I have not sponged up on the other Friday the 13th lately. So this one, okay, I'm gonna try to see if I get this correct. The Friday the 13th, which would be part four, the one after Troy's movie, which is not this one. I don't think it is. That's the one. Spoiler alert: there's gonna be a fake Jason killer, and then I think this is the one where Jason comes back. Final chapter. I think if y'all out there correct me, be free to correct me. Yeah, Troy's he's having me remember that he did not see the first and the second one, and I don't know if he's seen the third one. Troy, did you see the third one? The one I'm talking about, or even if you saw it a long time ago, now let me know if you saw it a long time ago or you haven't seen Friday the 13th Part Three. While he responds, I'll talk about this one. Final chapter that might be Part Five. There's a one where I can't even remember his name. Let me just show it before I start talking about it. The final chapter. This kid that comes out in the movie, he comes out in the Goonies. He comes out in Gremlins. What is his name? Oh, one of the Corys. Corey Feldman. Back here, he makes masks. That's Corey Feldman. He's in that mask. And that's a guy that they're going to kill in the shower. Hope I'm not gonna get. I shouldn't get in trouble for copyright, whatever, because this is mine. I own this, and I ain't doing like movie clips and all that. That one, I want to know if this is the one where the guy that plays the dad from Back in the Future, the dad, he plays the dad, Michael J. Fox. I think it's the one he comes on that one. It's a one where this is a one, the final chapter, Friday the 13th. That's the one where people, kids, or they're probably like college students. They go get a house in the woods, rent one or whatever, and Jason kills them. And I think that's the one where they have twins. They're twin girls that are riding on bicycles. They go hang out with those. They're invited to go hang out in that house with them, and then one of them has sex with one of those guys. The other one's gonna go home. Jason ends up killing them all, basically. Corey Feldman is there at a nearby house. He has a sister and a mom. I believe the mom gets killed by Jason. And at the end, you have the famous scene where Corey Feldman, I don't know his name in the movie though. The kid, he shaves his head off and then he kills Jason, at least for the moment. And then he has a sister. They go to the hospital, and Corey Feldman is in the hospital room. He gets a chair and he smashes a window. You think he went out the window, but he's not. I kind of ruined the scene. Oh, anyways, the sister walks in, looks at the window, and then you see Corey Feldman. He's with a mask and looks like he's about to kill his sister. And then it ends there. It doesn't show anything after that. Troy says the Cyclones, Sazlon, are the main antagonists of the human race in Battlestar Galactica science fiction franchise, making appearance in the original 1978 series, the 1980 series, so they are bad. What do you mean they are bad? Are you saying like the series suck? I think that's what Troy means. He doesn't approve of the series. But I think, but isn't Battlestar Galactica a movie and then they made a show after the movie? They are bad bots. Okay. Well, aren't they? You forgot to mention the good bots. Aren't they good bots too? Like I was talking about. What I was talking about. Shrimp B, are you AFK? Are you gone? I don't see them saying anything. Y'all can jump in and bring in a movie or something. It looks like right now me and my Troy wants me to give him a minute. Okay. Shrimp, you can mention a movie or comment anything you want. B, you too. For my friends out there, if they're paying attention, and for you guys that are watching, check this out. Hey guys, check this out if you're watching. And people at home are watching too. I just got this at random. They're not just gonna be movies. They're gonna be documentaries or whatever. Look at the next one. Check this out, Chucky. Oh my God, Trent. You know B doesn't just gets afraid of Chucky. Gosh, I won't try to talk about Chucky so much, but I'll talk. No. Something else, Shrimp. B gets scared. I'll get to you guys in a little bit. Um, B, turn away if you get scared because he said that word. This is. Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna make fun of me. These are old cartoons. They got. Oh my gosh, the Get Along Gang. I have memories of them in my mind and my heart. Just when I was a kid. What are these called? I don't know. They're supposed to be like rats, part rat, part human or whatever. Then you got Heathcliff. He's like kind of like Garfield's version, but he kicks butt. He's not afraid to fight. I don't think Garfield fights too much. He eats a lot. Yeah, between Heathcliff and Garfield, Heathcliff likes to fight. He'll beat up other cats. I'll bring this up again. Maybe it's because Bao das cool. Hey man, what's up? Hey, how are you, Bao das cool? Welcome to the chat. If you can, Bao das cool. I don't know. Is that your complete name? If you want to jump in here and bring up a movie, comment on anything about movies, video games, anything related, go ahead, man. You're welcome to. B says she's leaving in 5 minutes. Why are you leaving, B? I get to ask. I get to tell her. I know her. She's my wife. Troy says, okay, here's the good bots. All right, cool. Troy says the episode "The Night of the Cyclone Landed" from Galactic 1980. Humanoid cyclones are focus of the reimagining. They are usually known as the cyclones or derogatorily as skin jobs or toasters. Seriously, Troy? That's what the good bops are called? Wow. All right, Troy, keep me updated. Um, anything else you want to put in? No, we need to talk about that one on one, bro. We have more time and stuff. I mean, we have time here, just that you're chatting, you're messaging. When we talk, we get to get more information. But I'm glad you're bringing me up and you're updating me, bro. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Uh, V says so y'all can talk about something. V, I'm not ignoring you. You're not saying that much stuff. Bio says hello. Bio says my name is Bio. JS Bio. Why are you crying, JS Bio? You put a face with a crying face. What's wrong, bro? And if you want, you can bring up a movie or something, and we'll talk about it and comment about anything. Um, Troy says yeah, and B says me. So you can talk for 5 minutes about. Oh, okay, fine. All right. Thank you, Shrimp. All right, Bio, you gotta go, man. Take it easy. Come back whenever you want, man. You're always welcome to my chat, and we'll wrap. We'll take it this. You gotta go. All right, bye, man. Hope to see you soon. Hope to talk to you soon. Take care, man. Thank you for stopping by. Um, No shrimp. Oh, I'll talk about Chucky. B's gonna take off for 5 minutes. Um, Chucky's from the movie called Child's Play. It's just a doll that kills people. Um, his friend is Andy. Andy's a kid that gets Chucky. Chucky ends up killing people. The the guy that plays Chucky comes out in Critters 4, I believe. He comes out with a guy with the glasses. I don't remember his name at all though. And he comes out as a cop in Rob Zombie's movie. One of the Halloween movies. He comes out as a sheriff. And this guy, he possesses the Chucky doll, and he's the one that's killing. He's using voodoo magic, right? Correct. He ends up killing people. I know he dropped. Is it his first victim? Andy's babysitter. Chucky pushes her off the building or something, the apartment, and she falls to her death. I remember Andy taking off with Chucky. He needs to. I think he finds a voodoo priest and he kills a voodoo priest or something. I seen a little bit of Seed of Chucky. I finally saw Seed of Chucky a while back, and Chucky's son is like all weird. He looks weird, but he's good, right? And then Chucky's wife starts killing as well, right? I do remember the scene when before it's the bride of Chucky, she's human and she's dating some wannabe goth guy, the sex scene, but she's in for a sacrifice, something like that. There's also another Chucky. I don't know what's part 3 or something. Isn't it where Andy has been sent to a military school and then they end up somewhere? I don't know what, a factory or circus. I don't know what. And then Chucky's hunting them down. That's all I can remember. I have not. B had said hi to Bio, but Bio left. Well, that's cool. He said bye. Hi and bye to him. Hopefully we'll be seeing Bio soon. It'll be awesome. He had to go. Um, oh, my bad. Shrimp was saying bye to him. So that's all I remember from Chucky. Okay, B. That's the last time I said it. Now let's get back to this. Your younger viewers are not gonna probably you're not gonna know about this because it's from a while back. Although I'm 16. Yeah, Heathcliff. I'll just explain it. Heathcliff is a he's like Garfield, but he beats up other cats, and he's mischievous, but in a different way. More like he'll beat you up. Garfield's more relaxed and just more wants to eat. This guy doesn't like to eat. He doesn't eat as much. Get along gang. Y'all remember the Get Along gang from my generation? I seen views and I see people from my age are watching this. So, the littles, I don't remember. They hang out in caves or whatever, or rat holes, and they have their little adventures. I'm not gonna talk too much about them because a lot of people. Well, I don't know if y'all remember, and who's not from this generation doesn't know about them. Anybody else? Question, comments? We're gonna get to. You know what? I haven't. Let me take a little water. We're gonna jump into the next one. Unless you got question and comments. Dinosaur age, Troy. You're calling me old again. I'm not old at 16, bro. B says Garfield loves. Okay. B. Oh, what do you mean Garfield loves just loves or he loves something else? Archer was fate. Remember? You're supposed to say Garfield loves lasagna. He loves lasagna. Anybody know what day does Garfield hate? What day? Monday to Friday. The Walking Dead. Oh my God. Gosh, I mean, The Walking Dead. We could cover a lot of ground. I'll talk briefly about it. I will say, Shrimp, this is debatable. I don't really like Rick Grimes. He's a horrible hero. I just don't like him. And most heroes I like, he's like a sissy, man. I don't like Rick Grimes. He tries to act tough, but it's just something about him I don't like. What you guys comments on Rick Grimes? Do you like him? For y'all don't know who Rick Grimes is, he's the main hero in Walking Dead. Until he leaves, he gets taken off by spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Walking Dead, a helicopter carries him off. I don't think we see him again. I think he might come. He might have come back in one of the later episodes. If y'all know about this, let me know. The Godfather Part Two. Yeah, I'll talk about it right now, Troy. I was gonna say a little bit more about Walking Dead. Michonne, you guys want to jump in here and tell me, bring me some names? But I know Michonne. Who's the guy with a bow? I can't believe it. Daniel starts with a D, right? Who's that guy with a crossbow? Derek? My gosh, I can't remember his name. What's wrong with me? Lasagna. Lasagna's not B. Lasagna's not someone in the name of the Walking Dead. Kidding. Well, I could go through an overview of Walking Dead. Walking Dead, of course, is another zombie apocalypse. Rick Grimes up with his kid, Carl. Now that I remember because I kept making fun of him in commercials. The way Rick Grimes said his name, Carl. Rick Grimes in real life is British. He has a British accent. For most of Walking Dead, it's the main ones. The main ones is gonna be Rick Grimes and Carl, his son. Now they do have a wife, but they kill her off early, right? Daryl, Daryl's name, and Daryl. You can say Daryl's one of the main ones because he's been like there forever. I think he's been there since Walking Dead season 1 when they go into trailer park. Not the trailer park. Somebody owns a trailer and they go out and live out there in the boonies and tents in the trailer, right? I need to stop saying it right and correct. It's a bad habit. I need to stop doing that. Anyways, the lasagna taken. Daryl Garfield loves lasagna. Again, BG's. Okay. I'm trying to think about how can I forget. Probably debatable for me, in my opinion, is Negan. Debatable, the best villain of all time. He has to be up there with Joker and Lex Luthor. My take on it, not on his powers, because he does have a lot of power, but he has the power to what? To start a following. He becomes the leader of his own evil survival group, right? They're doing bad things. Negan's group, him and his group are invading other survivors. They're taking slaves and they're taking all their stuff, and if they allow you to keep your place, you need to pay them taxes. You gotta either pay them in food or supplies or whatever. They take all your stuff. So to me, in personality, he is one of the all-time greatest villains. My opinion. If y'all have a different opinion, jump in here and tell me. All right, let me answer Troy's request before I forget because it's going up in the screen. Godfather Part 2, 1974. I will say, Troy, I think I like Part 1 better. Uh, I don't remember much about Godfather Part Two. Although I seen it, all I remember is they go to somebody's house and they have like armed guards or something outside. And they're waiting for a fight. Tell me more about Godfather Two if you can, Troy, because I don't remember much about Part Two. I remember Part One, maybe probably more. Taken with the old Wesley Nielsen. Why is he still making movies, Wesley Nielsen? Well, Wesley Nielsen was looked old even in the 80s. That guy is super old. But Taken is pretty good. What they take his daughter, the first one. He tries to rescue his daughter. There's like some in Europe, in France. There's some bad bosses over there that have his daughter, and he's just and Wesley Nielsen. That's his name in real life. He has special. I wasn't say special. He has special powers like Magneto. No, I'm just kidding. He he was like a government official. And he knows how to kick butt and all that, and he has all those martial art moves or whatever. I don't know how he's old already. So he takes them down and he rescues his daughter. If I'm correct. Yes, B. Thank you, Daryl. Daryl is the guy with the crossbow. Garfield loves lasagna again. Haha. Daryl. B. Why are you spamming? Jeez. Shrimp says he buys lasagna every week. I don't even think I like lasagna anymore because I need to have sauce. To me, it's always a hard part. And then Troy says, "Really?" Shrimp says, "Shush, I'm not Garfield." Ha ha ha. B says, "Lori's Rick's wife." Thank you for that name. I would have forgot her name. Shrimp likes lasagna. Shrimp, you can't be serious. And then Shrimp, she says, "Yeah, I am. I am. I have some in freezer." All right. Before I get to Troy's comment or his information, I'm gonna bring up the next one so we can go over today's deal too. Three's Company. You guys have Shrimp and Troy. You probably never seen Three's Company in your life. I highly recommend it. It's pretty funny. You might like it or not. There's Suzanne Summers, Joyce DeWitt, and John Ritter, the all-time favorite John Ritter. And I hope Shrimp, you and Troy, if you seen any movies by John Ritter or this show, highly recommend it. This just came out yesterday. I'm just kidding. Mm, I want to explain like one scene in it, but you have to see it. I can't explain it because it's funny if you see it instead. Saying it in words, it doesn't give it the justice it needs to explain how funny the part was or if you think it's funny. And sadly enough, the things I think are funny, other people don't think it's funny. All right, let's get back to what Troy said. What Troy's contributing to the chat, which I appreciate. Troy says the compelling sequel to The Godfather, contrasting the life of Caroline, father and son, traces the problems of Michael Corleone. Forgot it's in Italian. Al Pacino in 1958, that of a young immigrant Vito Corleone. It sounds interesting. I know I've seen it. I just don't remember it. Uh, is that the one where they go back to Italy? And the other question I have is a movie really long? Is it like I don't know? They say like an epic. Like would it be like 2 hours at least? Answer me that, Troy, if you can. The Rascals. Had Roadhouse, good one. You guys are coming up with good movies. Trim, do you mean the Little Rascals? The Little Rascals, the originals are black and white. Buckwheat. You got Alfalfa. He's the one that has a little hair thingy going up like this. I gotta fix my hair. They're very entertaining kids. They have a lot of stories and adventures. I know. I saw my little niece back in the day, 10 years ago. She was watching it. Yeah, it's pretty cute. They always have famous scenes and little go karts. Sure, if you want to bring anything up about that, I will. But I actually have I bought Little Rascals. I can't find it right now because I have too many movies. But I did buy an old DVD of the Little Rascals, but the originals. Pretty funny stuff. Very old and black and white. Very very old, but pretty good stuff. Troy says he doesn't know. He's probably referring to Godfather Part Two. I said, never mind. It's 3 hours and 22. Oh, I told you it was an epic, bro. When a movie's very long like that, which I don't even think they make movies that long anymore, really, or if it does, it's very rare. I do like that because it's long, but it's rare though that movies are not doing that anymore. I don't think so. They probably think because of budgeting and budgeting costs, they wouldn't want to do something like that. And it fixed my hair because of the alfalfa doing the thing. Um, B was mentioning Roadhouse, Patrick Swayze. I think I was talking about this the other day. The boss, it's an old man. He's taking over he's kind of like taking over the town. He owns the sheriff and everything. Is a bad guy. He's into bad dealings. I remember him driving a car on the wrong side of the street. He's being cocky, thinks he can do whatever he wants, and he does. I remember that Patrick Swayze is staying at a farmhouse, and there's like a lake or something. It's actually like my brother-in-law's lake where you have a lake and then you have a house on the other side. The other side of the house is the boss, and he's having these wild parties and stuff. What Patrick Swayze. The main thing is he gets hired to be the bouncer of a nightclub, whatever, somewhere where they dance, bar kind of deal. There are bad guys there. Patrick Swayze gets in some fights there, trying to take down bad guys. Bad guys try to take him down. Patrick Swayze tries to take down. Patrick Swayze tries to take down the boss. He has to go through his minions. There's a there's a really cool scene where one of the hired workers by the crime boss there. He's a martial artist. He gets in a special martial arts fight with Patrick Swayze. Swayze takes him out. And to make a long story short, Patrick Swayze takes down the bad guys at the end. Oh, I have to mention, and I will mention since I'm a wrestling fan. I'm an NWA supporter. The NWA still exists today. They're just very weak now. But when the NWA, I have to, just so you guys all know, and I don't mean NWA, the rap group from the 80s, and no, I don't mean National Weather Association. No, this is National Wrestling Alliance. I love the NWA, the 80s NWA. Ric Flair, the Road Warriors. Oh, anyways, Terry Funk comes out in the Road Warriors, and I bet you Troy and Shrimp don't even know who that is. But he's a wrestler. He's a famous wrestler from the 70s. And he wrestled in the 80s as well. And he wrestled out through it. He's a real wrestler because he wrestled at a very old age. If you're wrestling at a very old age, you have to be super tough. And Terry Funk comes out of Roadhouse as one of the minions, one of the crime bosses, soldiers, thugs, whatever you want to call them. Troy says he doesn't know about something. And then Troy said, never mind, it's 3 hours. Yeah, okay, we still went it long. Mad Max, 1975. Okay, Shrimp, you came up with I'm glad you mentioned Mad Max because a long time I did not recognize Mad Max 1979. Not that I didn't like it, it's because I kept forgetting it existed. I kept thinking because the first Mad Max I ever saw was part two. I don't know, it's 1984. I don't know when it came out. Shrimp, my bad. Troy brought up Mad Max 1979. Troy, I did not know you like to watch a lot of classic movies. So thank you for that. Sorry, Shrimp. I thought you had said Mad Max. My bad. It was Troy. Troy, I'm glad you mentioned it because I didn't like again. I didn't recognize Mad Max 1979. Not that I didn't like it. It's just the first one I grew up was the one after that. Believe it or not, as a kid, I rarely or I probably ran into that movie and for had to go somewhere, or whatever. But the original Mad Max, and I was always confused. I was like, "Isn't there another one?" But I know the one I recognize is where which would be part two. They have like the good guys, some survivor good guys. They're surrounding an oil pit or whatever, and gases and oil's scarce at that time. And the bad guys are trying to get in, and the main bad guy in that movie has like a hockey mask, Jason Voorhees mask. No, it's not Jason from Friday the 13th. They're trying to get in there and steal the gas from that good guy out slash outpost, whatever, where they have gas, whatever, and try to take the gas. But the one Troy's mentioning is one more. It's more about a family. But there's a cop presence there, and it's still the apocalypse, I believe. It doesn't look like the apocalypse so much, but there are cops. But the main cop, and what's his name? I can't even remember his name, and he's a very famous actor. What's the guy's name from Mad Max, the hero? I'm sorry with the I don't know why. Folks, you have to remember I'm kind of sickly. I'm actually remembering a lot of stuff, but some things I cannot remember. And I get embarrassed that I can't remember some of these big names. And it hurts me I can't remember his name. Well, anyways, the first Mad Max, it's a guy and he's a cop, but he has a family, and he goes on vacation or something, or someone go on vacation, and he's thinking about leaving the police force, which is very small. There's only like four cops or something, and he gets a really cool car. The policeman kind of gives him a good car, and then he takes his family on vacation, and then he runs into the a biker gang that's causing trouble, and the biker gang they capture all of them. It's only him, his wife, and their baby, and they end up torturing him or something, and they kill. Um, his family ends up slipping. What I mean by slipping is they get caught slipping. Is that his wife and baby are all alone, and they're at a ranch house or something with some lady, an old lady taking care of them. They kill the old lady, and the wife and the son take off, and the biker gang catch up to her and they kill. Unfortunately, the wife and the baby. I don't remember him. He, I don't know if they capture and torture him and he escapes or he just kills him. I don't remember, but at the end he ends up killing him. That's part one. He called you shrimp. Yeah, I'm sorry, shrimp. I called Troy shrimp. I don't know. I didn't see that, guys. I don't have my glasses on. I can't see very well, so I have a good excuse. And even with my glasses on, I don't see very well. Troy says I'm offended. Ha ha. Shrimp thinking of movies. Thank you, B. It's Mel Gibson plays Mad Max. Now I don't feel so bad because there's a chat. I'm doing movies at random. I'm not gonna remember all this stuff. When I do reviews and I forget something, that's when I look bad because I've actually done my research. And then I'm watching the movie over again. Every movie review, I watch the movie over again so I can remember. It's kind of hard being old at 16. I'm never gonna get tired of that joke. Batman 1989. Which one's the one? Batman 1989. Is that Troy was Batman 1989? Was it the first Batman? The first Batman, real Batman from the 80s movies? Because Batman had movies before in the 70s or something, or 60s, 70s. But the first Batman movie in the 80s, I believe, and Mr. Mom plays the Batman. And I can't, oh, never mind, I ain't gonna say it anymore. I'm tired of getting embarrassed. But I know the Batman's played by the guy that plays Mr. Mom. Michael Keaton. Yay, I remember the name. And I think Michael Keaton plays Batman in the 80s once, and then he does not do the next Batman movie, I believe. And Batman has been played by a lot of people. I'm gonna remember names now. He's been played by Val Kilmer, and he's been played by I almost said Tom Cruise. No, no. I'm only slapping myself lightly, okay? So don't get crazy on me. I don't want to get booted. The Batmans I can remember, I can remember all of them, but I have the Batman from the '60s on the tip of my tongue. His name, but now I remember it. But from the '80s, from the first one, from the '80s going up, Michael Keaton, George Clooney, Val Kilmer, and I don't remember. I do want to say the Joker, the actor that died that played the Joker, but I don't remember his name. Jack Nicholson played the first Joker in the '80s, and he played one hell of a Joker, Jack Nicholson. Well, Jack Nicholson is a legit actor, and he's very famous and very popular. Then the Mad Max Rock Estanky. What does that mean? Uh, that's what B said. Troy said the old Batman. Troy, seriously, are you gonna tell me there's a Batman movie that came out in 1982? I disagree, bro. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. And that's fine. If you correct me, it's fine. I was watching this. Let me bring this up on Pluto. I was watching this old show, and they make fun of movies. They'll put a movie on, and they'll talk about pretend they're talking like they're the actor, whatever. They'll interrupt the movie like that science whatever show. They do that, and they played a very old Batman I didn't know existed. It was like a Batman movie from 1934. It's like when movies just barely came out. So Batman was big when movies came out. It couldn't even be. It didn't even look like the 1940s. It looked like the 1930s, and they looked like one of those cars like one of the first cars ever made. It looked like that kind of car. Super old. Batman's car was a super old 1930s car, and it looked nothing special to it that I saw. But maybe people at that time would have seen something special about it. But I don't know about cars like that. But to me, it looked like a regular 1930s car. And he was hanging out with Rob and everything. It was very ghetto, and the funny thing is, it wasn't ghetto to them at the time. To them, it was like Blu-ray, because movies were just coming out then. But to right now, in our standards, it's ghetto. But it's a part of history, and we probably wouldn't. Batman probably wouldn't exist without that movie. That probably what started it all off. But I'm just bringing this interesting up. Troy said he was offended because they called him shrimp. I think something like that. Thinking of movies, Mel Gibson, Batman, and Mad Bronx, and the old Batman, Tron. Oh my gosh, Troy, I love Tron. I think I still own it. The 1982 Tron. That's the original. I loved as a kid the motorcycle scene. The thing where they make like streets or something in the back of them or whatever. I don't know what you call them, streaming stuff. And the other motorcycle runs into a stream, you die. I remember the arcade game. You know what I need? I want to look on YouTube and see remember what it looks like. It will bring back a lot of memories. Tron has that big thingy like this flying some machine, whatever. I love Tron. My cousin had ColecoVision or something. He had Tron. He had all these Coleco games. I think it's called Coleco. I don't remember. It's like Atari, but it's Activision. I don't know. Maybe it was Activision. It was cool for its time. I remember my cousin tried to get me to play this game. It was a military game with tanks. Whatever. I was too small to play with him. I was probably like 6. He was already 12. So I could not get things going in that game. But yeah, Tron brings up a lot of memories. I think there's like a stream, like water, and he has a romantic scene. I don't know, with a girl. And then they have the disc where they're throwing it and the disc hit each other. And there's like a game. It's a blood sport, whatever. You die, you lose. I mean, you lose, you die. Here was here was during your time. Yeah, thanks, Troy. I seen a lot of stuff at 16. Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade. Man, Troy, you just blew my mind right now. Because today's show, I'm gonna call it the show. Today's show, instead of just bringing up random movies, but I'm taking a lot of requests right now. Because you guys come first. My friends and my viewers come first. Here's talking about because my idea for today, I was just spitballing an idea before I came to today's show. What's today's topic gonna be? And I was gonna do it in Indiana Jones, and I was gonna make a game out of it because I don't remember that much about Indiana Jones. And I was gonna have a game where you guys, I tell you what I know about Indiana Jones, and whatever I forgot, you tell me, because I forgot a lot about it. I do remember a lot about the Temple of Doom. I remember my sisters going to college, and they took me to a movie theater when I was young, and they're playing Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. It was a good time, and the theaters were pretty small back then. And they can probably run like they only had like 2 theaters or something. And the cool thing about it, interesting about it, is my sister's college was like 50 miles away from where I live, so I wouldn't go very often. So I was like, wow, I'm in another town and I'm seeing a movie in the theater, and I was young, full of heart, and yeah, really cool times. I remember. Oh, but you brought up the other Indiana Jones. Well, let me just talk about this and I'll get to yours. In the Temple of Doom, he's in a room and he's with they're in the temple in India or something, and he goes visits a girl or something in her room. They have separate rooms when they're there, and then I think is it he puts his hands on a statue on the boobs, and it makes a secret passageway. Maybe I'll talk about the Temple of Doom more, but I'm gonna get to Troy's Indiana Jones. Um, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. That's yeah, I do remember that one. That's with the Nazis. The Nazis are trying to get the Holy Grail, and then the interesting thing is they go to a room and there's a knight, and then spoiler alert. Well, spoiler alerts is for like more about new movies, right? These are old movies. So I don't know. I consider spoiler alert unless you know somebody wants to watch it and you're letting the cat out of the bag. Um, I remember they take a tank. The Germans, the Nazis, they take a tank over there for support. And then they try to go for it's like a quest for the Holy Grail. They believe to get some power from the Holy Grail. I don't remember what that power would be. It would be Jesus's cup. And I like that part. They're like, they have a whole bunch of cups or something. And I think it's the knight that tells them. He tells them, choose a cup that you think Jesus' cup. And then there's only one cup made out of clay or something, like all ghetto. And the rest of the cups are made out of jewels and gold and what have you. And then it's a girl Nazi thing, girl. And she gets a cup that's made of gold and jewels. And then for her making that choice, if she didn't choose the right one, she'd die. And yeah, she died of old age. I don't know what. I don't remember. But I do remember that part. I don't know how exactly she dies. Like, is she turned into sand? I don't know, or she turns into old age, something like that. And of course, just like any other Indiana Jones movie, Indiana Jones comes out the winner and takes down the bad guys. Najish, Najish, show me your arm right now. Why? I don't have no problem with that. I don't have no tattoos. Are you gonna tell me like if I don't have big enough biceps, you're not gonna watch my show anymore? Or you think I'm somebody else? I don't have any tattoos, and I'm not a bodybuilder. That's all I can tell you. But Najish, welcome to the show. Um, my YouTube froze. B, try to get back if you can. Shrimp's like, dang. All right, it seems like my friends are in a little rut. Unless Shrimp, you could come up with other movies. I wish I was in your shoes. I wish I could come up with movies and see if I could. Okay, well, my friends are tied up and they're coming up with more questions and comments. Oh, I already had passed the 30-minute mark and I forgot to say my thing. What I always say. Welcome to my live stream. My name's Alberto, aka adestroyer48. Y'all are welcome in the chat to comment, ask me questions about movies, video games, anything related. We try to stay away from religion and politics, not to create division. Um, and be free to ask me about video games, movies, anything related to that. Or you can even tell me you had a bad day or something like that. I mean, that's cool. I'm here for you. Join the revolution, my revolution, and my group. No correction, our group. It's all about respecting each other and love. All right, let's go back to the stash. I got these movies at random. This is the next one. Dracula. I don't know if y'all can see with a glare. I can see a glare. Hopefully, you all can see a glare. Dracula Untold. When did this movie come out? 4 years ago? What's in the bottom? Every bloodline has a beginning. Hmm. All right. I do not know. Let me just say it right here. I do not know why I don't like this movie that much. And it has good evidence to like it. I just can't put my finger on why I don't like this movie that much. Dracula. Now we're gonna talk. Yeah, we're talking Dracula Untold. Dracula Untold. It has a lot of good stuff. It has vampires vamping out, and they have nice medieval stuff. But for some reason, I don't know why. I'm not too fond of it. I don't watch it that much. And maybe it's because I watched it with B, and she said that like, oh, I already saw it already. Maybe that kind of like spilled over me. Huh, yeah, I'm blaming B for everything. I'm just kidding, baby. Um, but they have like medieval stuff. I mean, it's cool. I should like it. I will say about Dracula Untold that I do like when they show before this guy becomes Dracula, he's human, and then he's been wronged or something by some forces, some other army, the Turkish army maybe, and he or they're gonna invade him and he needs help, and which leads to him to go to a cave. You've heard of some evil spirit over there, and he goes there, and this evil spirit or whatever it is, it's like it is like a vampire, an old vampire or something like that. He bites this guy. This guy makes a deal with him. He's like, um, what was the deal? Something like he's gonna turn to a vampire, but he has to resist the thirst for 2 days or something like that. But he fails or something like that. But my point is, when he visits that cave and he visits that vampire, that's the most awesome scene ever. I think they have him drink, like that spirit gets a skull, breaks it, and then he makes him drink some blood, his own blood or something. He drinks it, and it's in a cave. It looks really cool. I love stuff like that. I love stuff like that. Those kind of scenes, I want to say I die for. Whatever. I don't know. I just said it because it sounds good, but no, I don't die for it. But it just point is really cool. I like that stuff. B is saying that the actor that died was Heath Ledger. He played Joker, and B brings that up. But the funny thing is, she doesn't like that Joker. No disrespect to that Heath Ledger that passed away. She just didn't like him as a Joker. She did not like. She did not. The Heath Ledger, when he played the Joker, had the makeup like it was all messed up. Everything. B did not like that. I think she's just more into a classical Joker. That is like Jack Nicholson. That's more makeup up, but in a professional way. I don't know. That's just my take on it. Troy said he just cut his finger. R.I.P. For Troy, what were you doing? How'd you cut your finger, bro? As we wait for Troy, I will bring up. Oh my gosh, this is so ghetto, and I don't even know what it is. So you probably not gonna know what it is. This is random from my stash. Some Chinese kung fu movie. I don't even remember, so I can't comment it. But it's called One Armed Swordsman. Ooh, sounds cool. I think he's disabled and he's a warrior. I like stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I need to see this whenever I get a chance, but I hardly ever get a chance to do anything. And I am sickly, so I have less energy. I'm not like a normal person. I have to sleep more and stuff like that. Uh, B says vampire movies with Salma Hayek and George Clooney. You want me to talk about From Dusk Till Dawn? That's a good idea, B, but that would be something I'd want to do a review on. But I'll talk a little bit about it. I ain't greedy. Who in here likes From Dusk Till Dawn? And if you don't like it, you're in trouble with me. I'm just kidding. I'm raising my hand. I love From Dusk Till Dawn. If any of y'all don't like From Dusk Till Dawn, fine. To each his own. But I love From Dusk Till Dawn, played by George Clooney, Quentin Tarantino. Troy, what's strange? Troy says he likes From Dusk Till Dawn. B says she loves From Dusk Till Dawn. I have seen From Dusk Till Dawn a million times. From Dusk Till Dawn, I'll talk about it briefly because I might want to do a review on it some other time. We got other stuff to go to too. George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino. Man, it kills me that I have to do a spoiler alert on this on you guys, and I shouldn't. But these guys are asking for it so I'm gonna say it. But then part of me doesn't want to tell you because if I spoil it for you, I just spoiled the whole movie. But oh well, I have to do it because these guys told me. But I'm gonna do it briefly. George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino. What are their names in the movie? What are their names in the movie? Seth. Seth is the name of George Clooney. And I forgot the name of Quentin Tarantino's character. I'm going there briefly, anyways. It might come to me later. But Seth and Quentin Tarantino, they're bank robbers. They rob a bank. They're on the run. It's in Texas, and and Richie is a name of Quentin Tarantino in the movie. Well, before they were on the run, Richie bails Seth out of jail, and they're on the run. They don't show that much. They don't show when the actual escape. Then do you see it on the news in the movie? And they have a hostage. They have a bank teller lady, and then they have hide in a hotel. They have to cross the border, and then at the hotel they accommodate a big trailer with a family in it, which is by uh, a Chinese kid, a white girl. I'm not gonna remember their names, so don't ask. Please don't ask. And their dad, which is a preacher. When you're gonna find out about the preacher, they lost he lost his wife, their mother, in a car accident, and he think he is a preacher. And he told his church he's not gonna go back because he's mourning over his wife. Um, I'm gonna stop there. They've taken them hostage. We're gonna stop there, and I'm gonna see what they're saying. I do Machete. Quentin is Richard. All right, thanks, B. So we'll get to the comments more and everything. So I was with Richie and Seth. They have kidnapped at the motel. The father and his two kids, and they're teenagers. And they're gonna hide that. Richie and Seth they're all gonna go in there, but Richie and Seth are they're gonna take the daughter hostage, and they're gonna leave the son and the dad in front of it's a mobile home, and they're gonna try to get them across the border. And they say if you screw us or screw this up and not get us across the border, we have your daughter, we'll kill her. So they have to do it. They end up doing it. To make a long story short, because we got other stuff to go to, they end up crossing the border, and Seth is trying to reach someone called. Well, he's gonna meet somebody there. It's a drug dealer guy. It's supposed to give him salvation, town of salvation, El Rey. That I do remember. El Rey salvation to save them from law enforcement. So supposedly it's a special town with thugs and stuff. And they're gonna go. I hope I'm not gonna get banned for this because it's the name of the place. Hope not. Seth knows they need to go when they get to Mexico, that they need to find a bar called the Twitties, and they doesn't need to find it. He knows where it is. He just tells them, "Hey, take us there." So all of them, all five of them, Richie, Seth, the preacher, and his two kids, the daughter and the son, teenage daughter and son, they're there, and then they go in, they go on the bar, and there's an incident where they get in a fight or argument. The guns are taken out, and they find, and then during the incident, and there in the titty twist, there's a bunch of dancers, and there's a bunch of truckers and bikers. I remember Machete in the scene. He said that when they went to go get drinks, Seth and all them, especially Seth, he goes, "You can't drink here. This bar is for truckers and bikers only. You get out." And the big fat guy comes like a bouncer or something. Ande pendejo. Sorry for that bad word. That means stupid in Spanish. Take your hand off me, Seth says. George Clooney. And the fat guy goes, "Well, I'm going to count to three." And then Seth turns around. "I'm going to count to three," being a badass. And that preacher says, "If you see outside your home, I got a wreck something vehicle. You need to Class D driver's license, man. You want a truck driver? I'm a truck driver, and these are my friends. And then Machete says, well, he's not Machete, but Machete plays a bartender. And he goes, okay, welcome to the Tweety Twister. Give him his wallet back. How can I help you? So whatever. Like, have a waitress bring a bottle to my table, whatever. All right, I don't want. I see. I already gave too much about this movie. One of my favorite movies, and I said I wasn't gonna go too much into it. But what ends up happening, and speed it up. We got other things to get to. Is that Salma Hayek? Whoever knows Salma Hayek here, she does for the bar. She does a special dance, and then after that, I have to mention the scene. I have to. I apologize. Salma Hayek. She plays. I'm trying to remember the name, but she's kind of some kind of queen or something. There. During her dance performance, she comes out with a snake, erotic snake, whatever. She's erotic, whatever. And she walks on top of the tables and she walks to Richie. And during the song that they're playing while she's doing her dance, she extends one of her. She stands on one foot and she extends another foot, and then pours like wine on her leg onto her foot into Richie's mouth. And Richie has his like mouth open, whatever. He's sucking on her toe, I believe. Yeah. And then this is not for kids, just all you know. Anyways, then she opens her mouth she takes a drink from the bottle, the alcohol, and she opens her mouth, goes to Rich's mouth, and then drops it in there. I don't know if I should be talking about this. Sorry, guys. But being hardcore movie goer, of course, I ain't gonna mind. And man, that makes the scene. And I like the part after that, after she's done with her dance, and George Clooney goes, "No, that's an effing show." Awesome. That's why I love that movie. And then after that, fight comes out in the bar. Oh yeah, before they get there, Cheech Marin is in the front, and George Clooney and Seth beat him up because he didn't want him in there. And then that's when Cheech Marin comes in, and Cheech Marin plays three actors in there. Who does he play? Cheech Marin. If y'all don't know, some of y'all gonna be familiar with some or not. He's part of the comedy dude Cheech and Chong do. And no, Chong does not come in this movie. But Cheech Marin plays a border patrol agent. He plays a vampire, and he plays forgot his name, but he plays the drug dealer that's supposed to pick up Seth and take him to the Salvation Army. No, not the Salvation town for thugs and all that in El Rey. Now we left off where after the dance. I'm gonna come back. Let me read some comments. Jacob is a preacher. Oh my gosh, B, how can you remember all this stuff? I didn't show it Dust Dante that much, did I? Excuse me. Or are you getting out of Wikipedia? Quentin is Richard. She says Clooney's Richard Gecko. Yeah, they're the Gecko brothers. Thank you for reminding me. I mean, Seth Gecko. Jacob is the preacher. Daughter is Kate. Yes, son is Scott. Sama is Santarico Pandemonio. That's like a queen name over there. All I can tell you is, you viewers that don't speak Spanish, Centinico Pandemonio is like something referred to. It might be mean vampire queen, which we're gonna get to right now. So we left off that she was dancing. She does a dance, and then Cheech Marin comes with the bouncers and says they beat him up. They broke his nose. They start kicking him while he's down. Well, Seth punched him, broke his nose, And then Richie's the one that came along, and while he was down, started kicking him. He went down from the punch, and Richie started kicking him on the ground. Um, yeah, so Cheech Marin's with two bouncers. They approach Richie and Seth. Someone gets stabbed. They stab one of the bouncers, and they find out that the preacher finds out that he sees that the blood is green, and then that's when they're gonna find out that all the waitresses and the bartenders are all vampires, and Cheech Marin and the bouncers, and the whole fight breaks out. And it actually starts with Salma Hayek. Well, she's that pandemonium girl that she notices the blood. She gets very excited from the blood, the taste for blood, because they bite. I think somebody stabs Richie. No, they stab his hand. Blood comes down. Pandemonium, played by Salma Hayek. She sees the blood, gets very hungry, and she vamps out and she jumps on Richie since it's the blood from him, and she bites his neck, and that's how everything ensues. And that's when the waitresses all start turning to vampires, plus Machete, which is the bartender, and plus the two bouncers and the band, they turn into vampires as well. And they're gonna end up fighting with all the civilians in there, all the humans, which are gonna be all the bikers and the truckers, Rich and Seth Gecko, and the preacher and his teenage daughter and his teenage son, and they're all going to start fighting. She's getting it from Wiki. Thanks, B. She's looking up on Wikipedia. She's helping me out. She's Sanders. She's my little helper. The fight breaks out, and the ones that survive. I will mention this, and I don't have to, but I am because I like attention to detail. What should I say first? Okay, let me start with the survivors first. A trucker and a biker survived the fight. Only two of them. One trucker, one biker. And then I want to say all of Seth's group survives, but for the exception of Richie, he's already been bitten by Salma Hayek. Pentanomium. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. So the ones that survived is Seth, the preacher. I know I'm recording this again. I'm sorry. Seth, the preacher, the two kids, his son and daughter, teenage kids, a biker and a trucker. Now, let me mention this before that. I think it's either, it looks like two truckers maybe. They almost survived with the other ones, but they went to fight one of the bouncers. There's an overweight bouncer, fat bouncer. No, I didn't mean a fat vampire bouncer. No, I didn't mean to say fat. I don't mean to accuse vampires of being fat. Okay, overweight Hispanic bouncer. I'm sorry, I like to say detail. Get you into it. These two truckers, I think they're truckers. They don't look like bikers. They attacked this overweight vampire bouncer, and he twists like their necks and stuff. They almost survived. If it wasn't for that, they would have survived with the rest of them. I will say that. I remember that. I don't know if it was one or two. May have been one or two. I don't remember. Maybe two. I don't know. And that bouncer is one of the vampires from that group to almost survive, but they kill him with a pencil. They stab him, and they take his heart out and they stab him. I don't want to go into too much detail because I'm going forever. I know this movie very well. Seen it a lot. So I already mentioned the survivors. They survive. The trucker, I believe his name's Frost, and then obviously the biker's name is Sex Machine because I think they said it like twice in the movie. Oh, and we're talking too much about it, but I have to bring it up. Sex Machine comes out in the original what? The original Dawn of the Dead. He comes out as one of the bikers as well. He's part of the bikers that attacked the mall in Dawn of the Dead. With there's a couple of good guys left in the mall, and and a whole bunch of bikers and stuff go attack that mall to take their stuff, take the mall. And he comes out in other movies, of course. Uh, he comes also in the Dawn of the Dead remake too. He comes out as he's like some guy on TV they're witnessing that's killing zombies. Anyways, let's get back. To go through it quickly, the trucker ends up dying, Sex Machine ends up dying, and then we ask Seth, the kids, and the preacher, and during the whole battle, I'm gonna go through this fast. Let's get to other movies. Um, and then they lose. The one that gets bitten is the preacher. So the preacher's gonna turn, and then you just really just have Seth and the two teenage kids, the guy and the brother and sister, and the son and daughter of the preacher. To escape the vampires, they go into a bar and they go to a hidden hall. They go to like it's like almost a hidden hallway, and they go in the back. It's like a supply room. And the preacher tells them, he goes, "I'm bit. I only have so much time before I turn." And they find supplies that the vampire says like, "What's all this stuff?" There's a lot of crates in that room. And then Seth says, "Well, these are probably the supplies the vampires have been stealing from the truckers. They end up killing them anyways, usually." And then so there's weapons in there. There's a crossbow. They find water balloons. They're gonna put a water. They're gonna I like the line where Seth says, "Here we have the biggest weapon. We have a preacher, but he's lost his faith." And then the preacher punches him, and too. He punches Seth to the ground and says, "I had enough of your taunts." He's like, "I'm not taunting you, Jacob." But he tells Jacob, the preacher, that we need your help now, and where they're going to use them to bless the water. And the son is going to get a water gun and the balloons, and they have water there. So the preacher's going to bless the water so they can use the water has to be blessed to kill the vampires. So the son is going to use that water gun he found in there. It's holy water, and the balloons. I know it's funny. Has water. They have holy water, in them, and he's gonna put like this grenade water balloons on the side of his belt, and he's using a water gun, holy water. The daughter uses a crossbow she found, and then George Clooney, aka Seth, is going to use some kind of machine he found. I don't know what's, but it has a spike and it goes, spike goes up and down. That's going to stake vampires. And Jacob found a shotgun in back of the bar. He's going to use that. So let's leave off there and see if what anybody says. B said he's the one with a gun in his crotch. Oh yeah. Sex Machine had the gun in his crotch. Sorry, I have to go back, but they already killed him off. But he had the cool crotch gun where the vampire came up to him and got him like this. And he's like, "What the?" And then this during the bar fight going back. And his crotch has a gun in it, has that kind of gun, and starts shooting at the vampire. Awesome scene. Cool. But now we're back with Seth and his group. They're about to attack the vampires. Shrimp, Troy, you falling asleep? B, you can add more comments if you like. So Seth, the preacher, and the two kids are gonna go to battle, and the preacher's like, "Before I turn, because they have bidden him in the form." He goes, "We're gonna give him everything we have before I turn, and I'm already dead." He goes, I need to promise you're gonna kill me when I turn." The kids are hesitant, but they finally say, "Yeah, we'll kill you." And Seth real quick, like, "I'll kill you, no problem." So they all go out and they go do the battle with the vampires. They start killing most of the vampires. The preacher turns to a vampire. I think the preacher bites the son in the battle because he has turned to a vampire. So that means the son is gonna turn, and the kid messed up because he was hesitant to kill his father because he saw ahead of time his father had turned. So he messed up because Jacob had told him, "When I turn, you gotta kill me immediately," and he didn't do it, so he paid the price. His dad, his preacher, started biting him. He gets a water balloon, smashes it on the preacher's face, and his face is like half. It's all messed up because he's almost gonna be destroyed. And then after that, after he smashed the water balloon of holy water in the preacher's face, some vampires get a hold of him and start eating him up. And then he sees his sister and he's like, "Kill me, Kate. Kill me, Kate." And then Kate finally kills him. And he explodes or whatever. I don't remember why he explodes. And I don't remember who finished off the preacher. I should remember. I've seen this movie a billion times. But the preacher dies. I mean, what can he do when he splashed the water balloon on his face? It's only half a face. So I'm pretty sure he's out, whatever. So that leaves Seth and Kate, and there's still vampires left. They have not. They killed a lot of vampires, but they didn't kill all of them. And then you hear a knock at the door. And it's like, "I'm looking for my friend Seth." B, you should have looked up what's his name, Teach Burn, Chono, Chono, something like that. The name of the guy the drug dealer is gonna pick up Seth. I don't know his name. I don't remember. Well, anyways, that drug dealer, um, he's. I'm looking for Seth, but at the same time, Kate, Kate and Seth are back to back, and they're surrounded by vampires in that establishment, that bar. But it's already had turned daytime, and you can see that sunlight is going through the holes, whatever. And they're like, "Shoot more holes, shoot more holes." And the vampires, they're trying to crawl because there's suns of light. There's holes in the roof and whatever on the walls, and they're going everywhere. And everyone knows that sunlight can destroy a vampire. And so when if they get hit by a beam, they start burning and stuff, which does happen here. And it says like, "Shoot more holes, Kate, shoot more holes." They only have a couple of bullets, and they start shooting holes, and it's helping them. And then Seth hears the drug dealer trying to get in. Like, "I'm looking for Seth once again." And we're like, "We're shoot through the door," and then the drug dealer shoots through the door, and more light comes in, and he has two drug dealer bodyguards, I guess you would say. And Carlos, thank you, B. The drug dealer's name busting in is Carlos, saying, "I'm looking for my friend Seth." It's Carlos, thank you, B. And he shoots through the door, more like gets in, and then one of the lights hits there's a disco ball. Lights go everywhere, and it kills the remaining vampires. And Seth and Kate run out, and the whole place explodes. It's exploding. And I didn't mention before that he has to pay a percentage of the money he stole from the bank over there in Texas. He needs to pay the money to a percentage for them to take in the salvation to El Rey, the town of El Rey, for sanctuary. Says tells Kate, "Can you go get the money, the briefcase from the car?" She go gets it, and then something about I think it was 20% that he was gonna have to pay from his loot, from the money stuff for the bank. And he's like, "Carlos, give me a lower percentage." This is what Richie was asking for before, if we get a better percentage. And oh my gosh, I don't remember it was 30%, whatever. All I can tell you was he gets the drug dealer just to go lower like 5% or something. I think maybe it was he wanted 30%, only got in, they agreed on 25%, something like that. Don't remember. Or it could have been 20%, he brought it up to 15. But I know for a fact he did bring it down like by 5% maybe. Because Seth is like, hey, because of you bringing me here, I lost my brother and all these people died. The girl, all her family died because of you. Wow, only for like 5%, whatever. They make the agreement, and I don't know, I always remember this part. Carlos and is trying to make up by this. Check this out. Carlos, I said, hey, you want cold beer? I got something beer and domestic. Homemade beer or domestic, something like that. And then Carlos like and Cesar ignores him and Carlos like, whatever. This guy just lost his only family and lost his brother along with Kate's family, and then this guy's trying to make it up with beer and only bringing down the price by 15%. 15%. I'm sorry, 5%. Interesting. And then to wrap this all up, Seth ends up giving money to Kate for all that's happened. He says he's sorry. I think the sorry, and in some aspect, the sorry is more worth more than the money. That's debatable with you guys. I'm pretty sure someone gonna debate about that. They probably want the money, but it's valuable. He said he's sorry because I never thought he would say sorry. It's like it's something somebody said you never thought he would say. Then Seth drives away, and then Kate is left with him. Kate did offer to go with him. He goes, "You need some company," and then Seth goes, "Kate, you know what's in old Ray? It's probably in that bad aspect." And then Carlos says, "Seth, time to go." And Carlos, I don't know if he gave him the car, but I think he's letting him the car. I think maybe he gave it to him. I don't know. He has a car for Seth. And says like, is that like brand new? And he goes, it's a. And then Carlos goes, it belonged to a drug dealer friend of mine. He's like, he only drove it like 9 times. I swear to God. And then that's so I can wrap it up. Seth takes off with Carlos to go to Sanctuary in El Rey, and Kate goes in a mobile home to go where more likely we think she's going to go back to the United States. And that concludes. This sounds like a review. I went real long on it. I am sorry. I get caught up in this movie. I love this movie so much. It'd probably be easily my top 5 movies, and possibly part of my top 3 movies. B, it's all your fault. You like different dust to dawn, I guess. Shrimp, how dare you? You just woke up from a nap. Did I put you to sleep? We don't even know where Troy is. Where did Troy go? All right, let's continue this party. Oh my gosh. Viewers, those who you are new, I usually go 2 hours. When I get to the 2 hour mark, I'm like, I always say when we get to 2 hours, I say, you guys want to go 30 minutes? You want to go 30 minutes? We'll go 30 minutes. We're already going to get to, I got 7 minutes to get to 2:30, which I'll pass easily. I have a lot of material. I have a lot of movies. I went to my room and I got all this stuff. I got it at random. There's stacks and stacks and stacks of stuff. And just for your information, just so you can know, a lot of these movies don't have DVDs in it. Some of them do, and if they do have DVDs in that they're in the stash, I really don't care much for them. Tell you the truth, I have too many. Yeah, Shrimp. What, you only nap for 20 minutes? Wow. Troy says he's been watching. I'm pretty sure he was eating and playing games or something. Troy, what have you been doing? You're playing or eating games? We know Shrimp was napping, and we know that B's paying attention. B says, yes, I do. You do what, B? Um, and I'm sorry I took too long on that movie, but I love that movie. All right, let me do my intro again in case you guys are just joining us. My name's Alberto, aka adestroyer48, known to my friends on PS4 and my online friends. You guys are invited to join our group and join our revolution, not the Bible, revolution, respecting and loving one another. This group, we welcome you. Again, it's not too late for y'all to join the chat. Y'all are just chilling and just watching. I hope you're enjoying the show. No, I was eating. Troy says he was eating and watching. B, he's watching till dusk till dawn. Ha ha ha, funny. And Troy said yes. Well, I wouldn't think he's watching a movie, but he'd probably be um watching the highlights in the phone or something. All right, let me take this out. And it's a random. It's not. Nobody's gonna like it. I don't like it. Not that much, anyways. Well, actually, is it another Chinese martial arts movie? Cost me $7.99. Should take the price down. Shaolin versus. I'll read it to you. Shaolin versus Ninja Guard. Yeah, this is Shaolin versus everything. Shaolin versus. I can't even. I can't even pronounce that. I guess it's Tin Lama. Shaolin versus Zen Masters. Shaolin versus Black Magic. Again, folks, this is random. I don't. This is stashed away because I barely ever see this stuff. Um, 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 um. I think I watched it like one time. We're gonna move on. I'm killing myself with the next one I'm gonna bring out. You guys are gonna kick my butt. You guys might, some of you might not know what it is, but some of you that do, you're gonna be shamed to be associated to me. Let me bring it out real quick before I get y'all's comments. Check this out. Hogan knows best. I'm so lame. I was actually interested in Hulk Hogan's life before he got sued. He got sued for everything he had by his wife, for cheating on his wife. That is Nick. That is Hulk Hogan's son. It, any of you in the chat that can respond to me, tell me. You can tell me if you're embarrassing me. I would understand. Tell me if you know about this. Troy and Shrimp, I'd be surprised if you know about the show. This is probably before your time. Hogan knows best. For this season 3, wow. I don't remember if there was a season 2 and season 1. You know what? I think I have season 2 and season 1 that came in a collector thing. I don't remember. I think it did. I remember this, but this was the last thing. And then he got his wife took him for every he had for cheating on his wife. I think he was cheating. Hulk Hogan was cheating. No, I shouldn't even be saying because I'm not even sure. I don't care. Hulk Hogan was cheating with his daughter's some kind of instructor that she had for singing or ballet. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. We all know he cheated. And I don't mind the show that much. I ain't picky. I'm not picky towards this. It to me, I'm not that picky. I know some other reviewers are picky, but I'm not. I know it's made up. I know it's most of it's fake. Yeah, something. Let me put it one more time. Something would have to be really bad, really awful for me not to like it. But it's because I'm not picky. I know people. Some people are picky, but I'm not. To each his own. It's really good. I'm done with you, Troy. You really gonna talk to me like that in front of everybody? B says we're playing GTA. Funny, B, you don't have an Xbox or anything like that at your house. I know that. And I doubt that your family's gonna buy GTA just off the bat. Yeah, B, how are you playing with GTA? You don't have. I'm the one that has the PS4 and everything. You don't have nothing at your house except your sister and novellas. Troy says I'm basically done with you now. Are you talking to me, Troy? You talking to me? You better not be talking to me. B says, yes, you made me watch. What I made you watch Hogan is best? Yeah, I'm sorry. You know you secretly loved it. Right, B? She's gonna get after me and kick my butt in a little bit. Uh moving on. Um yeah, I already announced the viewers, right? You guys wanna go 3 hours? If y'all have to go, I understand, but you know what? I'm gonna go 3 hours because it's a Saturday and we're here to party, we're gonna have fun. Mainly everybody's probably gonna bed. If y'all are watching, that's cool. End up by myself. It's too late talking. I'll do it. I don't care. I am dedicated. Troy says, yeah, we go for 3 hours. It's kind of suicidal. I ain't gonna get any views from this. Everybody's gonna be asleep. I don't care. I'll do it just out of craziness. Like that. All right, let's go to 30 minutes. It'd be easy. Yes, you made me watch. I hope you're not talking to B and you're talking about Hogan knows best. Troy says, I'm staying with you until the end, brother. All right. Thank you, Troy. All right. We are going to go 30 more minutes more and no more than that because I never see anybody really go over 3 hours. And if they do, just a couple of minutes. And we're just going to do it. Let's do the 3 hours. All right. This is my last invite to everybody. If you're just watching, it's not too late to join in the chat. If you're just watching, just chill, relax. I'm hoping you're having a good time. Hope I'm doing my job of entertaining you. So let's do it. Let's go to 30 minutes, 30 minutes more. All right. Yeah, Troy, I'm surprised you stayed up and you were actually sick and stuff. So I'm surprised you're here. And thank you, brother, for being here. What's the next one from the stash? Let's see, Troy. Excuse me. I think Shrimp left, right? Troy, B, everybody. These are, once again, it's at random. Excuse me. Hey, Arnold. Hey, Arnold. That's the theme of Hey Arnold. This is my case. I like Hey Arnold. I can't say I loved it. They had really good scenes in it. B, why are you laughing? You laughing at my Hey Arnold? How dare you? Shrimp says he loves that hit show. It could be educational at times. I remember Helga, the girl, she likes Arnold. And she brings up a valid point because we all go through crushes in school, right? Helga brings up this point, I think to Arnold or somebody else, and it is very true. It's like it says that girls girls won't like you if you know you like them. And I think that's true for the part of it. I think it's true like 90% of the time. If you guys disagree, let me know. Um, I remember he had a hillbilly friend, was tall, had a big nose, big ears. Thinks he's a vampire or something, or he's afraid of vampires. That was funny. I remember Helga. Arnold lives with his grandparents, and I remember Helga was spying on Arnold or something, and she got chalk all over something, and then she was spying on him, and then she was on top of uh because Arnold and his grandparents were eating at the table or something, and then Helga fell through somehow, and she landed with chalk, and they all just looked at her. She was on the table because she fell from the roof. I mean it broke the seat or the ceiling. I'm sorry. And she landed at the table, and everybody's like looking at her like nobody. They were so shocked they didn't know what to say. And she just slowly walked out. That was funny. Um, I can't remember that much more about Hey Arnold. Oh, my favorite scene probably of all time. Arnold's little friends. It's a girl. She threw a party, and then one of the girls was stuck up. I think the stuck up girl threw a party, and she had a list. And you guys, I think everything's funny. So I'm a different breed than you guys. I see people and they see things like, would that happen? But to me, I find everything funny. That's the difference. Then right now, this little girl has a list. She has a cool list. I think it's just a cool list. I want to say there's a geek list too, but she has a clipboard with a cool list, and she'd be like, Arnold, you're on the cool list. And if she wanted to, she'd be like, and that's what happens in the episode. If she doesn't like you, you're like, okay, Arnold, you're off the cool list. I thought that was really funny. And then at the end, like she threw a party, and the people, I think they got there, the kids got there, but they ended up leaving because she was being a jerk. She started putting everybody off the cool list. And then her last little friend says, had enough of her and said, you know what? If you keep taking everybody off your cool list, you're going to be the only one on the list. And she left by herself in her party, and they all went to somebody else's party. And then the cute thing is, she went to go join them, and they allowed her in. It was a really cute episode. I wanted to show my little niece this guy that episode, and she like, nah, I don't like him. He's a football head. She's a picky dairy. She's real picky about stuff. Shrimpet said he liked Hey Arnold. It was a hit show. B says I don't like that one. No, B, no, don't tell me you don't like it. That's like my at least that episode I liked it. You should like it too. It's so cute. All right, to each his own, right? We all have different opinions. I like the show, B doesn't. Okay, fine, whatever. Excuse me. I am going 3 hours, so I'm not even supposed to show you this, and you're not gonna know what it is anyways. But it is just a random movie, and I bet you it's a family movie. It's not labeled. Doesn't have anything in it. All right, let's go to the next one. How dare you be a no? I need to be a professional critic here. Everybody has to be a critic, right? I'm not professional. I need to be fair. Is what I'm trying to say. Y'all ready for the next movie? You ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? The classic movie, Escape from New York. Another one of my favorites. It'd at least make my top 10. It should be part of my top 5 because I used to see this movie a lot. Escape from New York. Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas plays in your Escape from New York. Keep in your mind what I'm talking about. Escape from New York. Escape from New York. Michael Douglas. What happens in Escape from New York is it's in the future. The United States is basically run. The president's actually run like a dictator. They make New York City. Before I get into New York City or the island, um, everything's in chaos. The government, because the president's acting like a dictator, everything is more strict. The rules are more strict. They're sending more people to jail, and they decide to make New York Island, where the Statue of Liberty is, they're gonna make that island a jail. They're gonna drop you there. They're gonna drop you there if you committed a crime, and it's like petty crime. Anything will get you there. Um, Probably like, for example, like back then, if you probably, let's say, like you're having sex with somebody that's not your wife, you go to jail for that. For example, it's very strict. It's not like nowadays we could do whatever. Right there, it's really strict. And they start sending people to jail there. And then when you do get there, you do have the option where you're like, if you don't want to go there, you have another option. You can tell us you want to commit suicide, or we'll, I don't know if it's suicide, but you can elect to die, and we'll put you in an electric chair and we'll kill you. But so that's going on. And if you try to escape from that island, they'll kill you. Excuse me. But at the same time, the president's plane is going through there, and it crashes. And it crashes in that island. And he just goes to the escape pod. So the president's there, and there's a police force close to on the other side on the of the island, but on the safe side of the United States. And there's like a police force there, and they were actually gonna, I believe they were gonna send Michael Douglas. What's his name? Snake Eye. I want to say Snake Eyes. Snake. His name is Snake in there. So Michael Douglas was played by Snake. No, it's the other way around. Snake is played by Michael Douglas. Snake has been charged with a crime. I don't know, for gunfighting. I don't know remember what it was. He talks to the leader of the police force, and he says, "Hey, the president is in that island over there. We need to rescue them." This police guy leader had already sent like two Huey helicopters or police helicopters over there to New York to rescue the president. They run into one of the minions of the crime boss of the top, a minion of the top leaders of the top leaders of the highest gang over there. One of his minions comes to Hal. I think it's Hal. Hal is the name of the police chief or whatever, and he lands with two squads of police force and two helicopters. I mean, it says, if you don't get your helicopters out of here in 10 seconds, president dies, you touch me, dies, all that stuff. Hal tells the minion, we're willing to negotiate. And he's like, 9, 8, 7, they're like, let's go. Hal takes off with the helicopters and leaves. I have to bring up this point. The minion that plays, the Duke is the name of the crime boss. I remember. Thank goodness. He's not the crime boss. He's the leader of the strongest army, strongest gang in New York. The minion that talks to Hal, that's speaking for Duke, the Duke of New York, the crime boss. I mean the leader boss, whatever, gang leader boss. He comes out in Terminator, and guess who he is? He is Kyle Reese, the future father of John Connor. And I didn't know this for the longest time. I don't even know how I knew. I probably cheated and looked it up. I accidentally ran into Wikipedia or something. And there's a small chance, there's like a 5% chance that I recognized him from Escape from New York, that he was Kyle Reese from the original Terminator movie. Okay, we're going to stop there, and I'm going to get to the comments. Troy saying, shrimp, remember I'm lightheaded. Oh, Shrimp had asked Troy what happened, that's why. And then Troy says, I'm not feeling well, and I'm pushing myself too far, my pain limit. Hey, Troy, relax, bro. We care about you. We don't want nothing bad to happen to you. Relax. Lay down or something, man. Oh my gosh, B, did I get the name wrong? It's Curse Russell. What name was I saying? I don't even know what name I was saying. B said, not Michael Douglas, Kurt Russell. Ah, thanks, B. Thanks for correcting me. B is telling me that Snake is played by Kurt Russell, not Michael Douglas. I can't even come out with a movie that Michael Douglas came out in. Oh, Romance in a Stone, way before I bet you most of y'all's time. Y'all there, you know your own age, you know what I'm talking about though. That's why my viewers range from 40 to 50 or something like that on my research or my analyst or whatever. Uh B says Kurt on play Snake Bliskin. Thanks, B. Troy says no. I promise you, I promise. I'm not breaking it. Troy. Troy is explaining that he's a true friend. He's gonna stay here to the end. But I'm telling him he should rest if he needs to. I don't want him to hurt himself. He's not feeling very well today. We'll debate about it. But I thanks for a lot, brother. Thanks a lot for that, brother. We're just concerned about your health. Okay. We have left off on Escape from New York, where Duke's minion tells Hal, you better take your troops and get them out of here. We're going to kill the president. Because the president has crash landed from the airplane from the island. And I forgot to tell you, the plane was kidnapped by a rebel, somebody that did not like the government. I'm not going to go into details. Very complicated. I understand some of it, but it's somebody that's just rebelling against the government that stole it was a female to hijack the plane. She crashed the plane. She sacrificed herself for her cause, and everybody in the plane, there were Secret Service men and all that for the president, but they're all going to die, and the president only survives because there's a special pod in the plane is going to keep him safe. But this gang, run by Duke, the strongest gang in New York, has captured the president, and they did send a minion to talk to Hal. Hal's already took off. Now, I need to get water. Excuse me. Now, because the minion has told Hal, hey, take your troops, or we're gonna kill the president from that minion guy. I want to play Calvary's and Terminator. They take off, and that's where Hal's gonna go talk to. I have to say it since be corrected me. Kurt Russell, which is Snake. Kurt Russell plays Snake. Snake has been captured for breaking the law, I don't know, for gunfighting or something like that. Hal tells him, here's a choice. You were in special forces in Russia and all that stuff. I was in special forces. Let's talk eye to eye. Hal says, I have a pardon from you already, ready for you. To forgive your crimes, you can be let go scot-free, but you have to do this thing first. He's like, what? You have to go. The president has, I like what he said. He goes, the president is in trouble right now on the island. And then Snake's being a smart butt, and he goes, what president? And then he goes, and then how it goes, isn't that funny, Biscuit? There's a movie I could say too, a review. I already know a lot about it. Oh, anyways, Hal says, to make a long story short, he goes, we gotta go to things go through. Hal says, you have a choice. You go rescue the president. I don't even think he mentions what's the consequences if he doesn't. But he does says you're gonna go in a glider. Oh no, not there. He goes later on. But he's gonna say he's gonna shoot him off the glider if he tries to escape off the. We'll go into that later, maybe. He's like, the choice is yours. You go do this, and you'd be like, go scot free. And Snake ends up taking the mission. He goes to see the doctor before. He probably doesn't know for what. They inject him with something, and it says it's something that's gonna kill him within 24 hours. They can neutralize whatever he has in him, whatever capsules or whatever he has, if he can make it in 24 hours, something like that. And like, yeah, Snake's mad. Like, well, What are you talking about? He tells him he's gonna die if he's not taking care of it. He needs to do it completely first. They give him a time thing when he like a watch, the timer watch, and it's gonna tell him how much time he has left to complete the mission. Something about the president was supposed to go somewhere and give a speech and about world peace or something like that, and and forgot to mention that the United States is war with Russia. I don't know what. It's very important, and there's a disc that has sensitive information they need to concerning world peace and all that. Something about nuclear transfusion or something like that. They send Snake off in a spy plane. He lands in New York, and he ends up fighting the minions and all that. He meets a girl. She gets killed, sadly enough. He ends up meeting Cabby. Cabby introduces him to Brain. Brain is his main squeeze. I don't remember her name really. She used to came out on a really old show called Ma or something. Was it Ma? I forgot the name of it. Some weird name. Anyways, so Snake meets Brain, his main squeeze, some chick, and Cabby, and they go through their adventures, and they're trying to rescue the president. And I'm gonna wrap it up so we get to something else. Uh, they end up um, they end up killing the Duke of New York, the gang leader. Interesting enough, Snake does not kill the Duke of New York. It's the president. Because what ended up happening is that Snake is with Cabby, the girl, and Brain, and the president. They all end up in the cab trying to escape at the end. And the Duke of New York is after him in another car, and they're going down a bridge. Bridge has mines. It kills. They run over the bridge, kills Cabby. Brain ends up running into a mine when they get off the cab, and then Snake runs with the president and with the main squeeze girl. The main squeeze girl, she loves Brain, I guess, and the Duke of New York is driving down the bridge in his car, and she takes out a gun, starts shooting at the Duke. Duke runs over her, and then Snake puts the president. There's a bridge or something, and they need to go up, something like that. There's two like police soldiers there. They look like soldiers and police. They look like SWAT. They have a jeep. They make a little crane, and it brings on a rope or wire or whatever. I think it's a rope. Snake puts the president first. He goes up, so he's safe. And then Snake's trying to go up there with that crane. And the Duke shoots some of the police on top, one or two. I don't know what. I remember him shooting one down. He's gonna shoot Snake that's coming up the rope. I think Snake it's a real good opportunity for the Duke to kill the good guy or kill the main guy, Snake. But the president's already made on top, and he has a gun. He starts shooting the Duke, and he's like, "Eight number one, because the Duke would mock him, saying he was eight number one." When he had the president hostage and had him captured and was treating the president bad. One point in the movie before earlier that the president chained to a wall and the Duke was shooting at him, whatever. He was missing on purpose. So the president, Snake, saves the president, but at the end, the president saves Snake. Very interesting enough. The president saves Snake by shooting the Duke, the main gang leader, boss of New York, whatever, A number one. After that, the president, they're gonna make him up, and he's gonna do the speech that he's supposed to do for world peace. Very important. At the base, they're putting on makeup, whatever, on him there, at that base installation. They don't have time to go anywhere else. The president calls a Snake over or something like that, or Snake goes to him. I don't remember, something like that. And Snake's like, a lot of people died, and the president's like, yeah, I know. He's like, and the president's like, tell me, name your price or whatever. No, not name your price. If you ever need anything, let me know. And Snake's like, a lot of people died. And then that important cassette they need for world peace, whatever. Snake ended up switching it with Cabby's tape, which is just like 20s music or something. And then Snake walks off with a real tape. He destroys it, and that's the end of Escape from New York, starring Kurt Russell. Thank you for that, B. She corrected. I said Michael Douglas. Okay, let me go to the comments, and I see B put a new comment, and maybe Troy did too. B said she's pulling in for Troy. Troy says he knows. Troy said, I'm going to keep pushing through the pain until the destroyer is happy. Oh, well, no, that's a friend. And we're almost done. We're almost at 3 hours just talking one movie. B says, yeah, join the club. I have good news for you guys because these guys are tired. You know, my wife's kind of sickly. I hope you don't mind me saying. Troy's not having a good day, and we don't know where the shrimp has disappeared to. I'm not really going to get into the next movie. I'm going to talk more about the group because we only have close to only 4 minutes left. You guys can finish with your final comments if you want. And these guys are going to be happy because they get to go to bed because Troy is feeling under the weather. He's not feeling very well. B, she's sick going through stuff too. She's sick, and we don't know where the shrimp ran off to. This is where I'm going to get stuck because I only have 4 minutes, but I'm going to come up with stuff. I could talk more about the group. I can tell you guys about the revolution. My revolution, no, our revolution. For me to give you more respect and be happy. But I'm looking for people to come in the chat. And hopefully in more days will come. It's like other parties I've seen that have 90 people, but the thing is I've just started. It's not like this party of chatty sucks because it doesn't. I bring it. I'm be cocky. I say it's true. I'm better than other reviewers. They're gonna ignore you. And right now we may not have that many people watching because we're getting 3 hours. It's been a long one. But I hope most of you watched. If you're still here watching, just watching, thank you for that. If you had to watch and you had to go, thank you for that too. And guys, join the revolution. Because we're going to have a lot of fun, watch a lot of, talk about a lot of movies, talk about games. Ain't you relay? You have a bad day? Let me know. Troy says that they threw shrimp in the microwave. Ha ha ha. Microwave and chopped them up. Is that very nice, Troy? No. Why are you talking to the shrimpsters like that? I'm being considered my friends and my wife. Shrimp, where'd you go? Shrimp is saying what? Excuse me. Troy said, oh God. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Throat. Troy says shrimp. I can't explain. I'm not talking about Troy taking off. And we're almost done. Still got a minute to go. I see after that some of you are watching and viewing. And I'm gonna be honest with you. At first, I totally forgot about that. I thought just people in the chat were only people participating, but I know there's people watching because I can see my views. I am working on Troy's Friday the 13th Part 3 review. I've been working on the research because I haven't seen it. I hadn't seen it for a while. I just started seeing it again. I'm doing it for Troy. Troy, that's gonna be coming up, man. I'm working on it. It'd be nice if I could do it this coming week. And then after I finish Friday the 13th, I don't know what movie I'm gonna do it on. But I might try to make mine shorter. But I'm gonna make my review long for short because he's my buddy. Shrimp said he says puts on Jason Voorhees. Jason Shrimp is putting for Jason Voorhees mask on. Haha, shrimp. Can you imagine a shrimp with a Jason mask on, hockey mask on? Troy says, I have anger, the shrimp god. And then Troy says, shrimp, no, please, I'm sorry. You guys are too funny, too fun. I'll start wrapping it up. Thank you for being and my guest host, all my 3 guest hosts, Shrimp, the B, Shrimp, and Troy. Thank you guys for being there. Shrimp was under the Troy was under the weather, and B's a little sickly. Thank you for that, Shrimp. Thank you for participating. I love you guys, my friends. Thank you, watchers. I love you guys. We're gonna wrap it up. Again, my name's Alberto, adestroyer48, and you guys stay safe. Oh, this time I'm gonna remember my line. Let's see if I remember it. The world will never be a perfect place, but we can all make it better. Again, this is Alberto, aka adestroyer48. And I love you guys. Stay safe. And I see you next time. Don't be afraid. Don't be a stranger. Come to my chat. Come into my live stream next time. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.